Only in Philly can you get the content like you see each and every single week. Because of this football team, good afternoon to you. Dan Sileo here on a football Monday. And boy, the hits just keep coming. Or the sidebar stories keep continuing for the Philadelphia Eagles. And as I'm doing the morning show in Tampa, by the way, I'm going to tie both teams into one another where a true MVP is playing. Zidarius Smith retires, and it shocks everyone, including the Philadelphia Eagles, and he does it on social media. I'm not sure he went to the team and told them first. I think he just retired on social media on his Instagram. And here's your edge rushers now in Philly. Aziza Ujulari. Who? Jalix Hunt, who is underachieved. Nolan Smith, who's paper mache. And Joshua Uche. Dude, you're going nowhere. Howie Roseman in the offseason, I told you, did not replace the talent that you lost because he was more concerned about 26 and 27, and everyone fought me on that. That record of 4-2 is fraudulent. It's fraudulent. I don't want to hear anything about your injuries. Every team in the National Football League is going through them now. And as I tell everyone, that is part of it. Hey, by the way, Bob Lang, couple things here. That stuff that they've put out that it had nothing to do with the Philadelphia Eagles is ridiculous. He didn't want to go through the process because he saw this thing's not going anywhere. He says, I'm out. I thought this football team was going to have a shot at being a Super Bowl contender. It's not worth it to me. I'm out. Doesn't have the heart to go through it. Doesn't have the heart to go through it, nor does he want to play. Wow. And now you're thin at edge. You've been thin at edge the entire offseason for about 11 months now. You've done nothing to replace these players. Every single one of you told me that you were going to replace these guys. Here we are on a Monday, and you're no longer the best team in the NFC. You're not the best team in the NFC. Bump Franklin, fire Titans, clean house. Blowtorch defense, this team looking like a 9-8 football team. I said it was an 11-win football team, and I also told you that I believe that the Commanders are going to win the NFC East. I feel pretty good about that. Got a game tonight. By the way, week 6 of the NFL closes up. Bills and Falcons, Bears and Commanders tonight, doubleheader on ESPN. But the news of the day is that Zidarius Smith quitting on the Eagles. He just quit. You signed your name to something and you quit. You don't want to do it anymore. Why? By the way, I don't need a diatribe press release. I don't need a press release from Bob Lang. Bobby quit. He quit. He just quit. That's okay. So the guy's heart wasn't in it when Howie signed him. It was barely. What changed overnight? Well, he didn't want to go through the bumps and bruises, and he saw what he had on the football team, and he didn't want to go through it. He quit. I'll tell you one thing I give him credit for. At least he saw the writing on the wall and didn't want to go through the charade. Super chats go to the top. Please hit the like button. He watched them quit Thursday and said, I'm not wasting my time with this shit. Agent Bob Lane could say what they want. We know what's real. Absolutely. The team quit on Thursday night against the Giants. They put their fucking hand in the air and waved and said, I'm out. So did he. He said, I'm out now and I don't want to play anymore. And I don't want to play here. Don't believe anything that Bob Lang, that PR propaganda king in Philadelphia, puts out. I know that guy since San Francisco, and he's been the biggest asshole in PR in NFL history. I know who this asshole is. I had to go over his head numerous times to go to Mr. DeBartolo to get anybody on my program when I was on in San Francisco. My old lady used to program my show and book my show when I was in San Francisco, and that guy's an asshole. He's been an asshole ever since he's been in the league, and now he runs the PR department for the Eagles, calls FS1, calls every single person on me and says, don't go on Sileo's show. You know what people tell him? Hey, Bob, fuck you. That's what Doug Peterson said. That's a fact. That guy's an asshole. And all Eagle fans believe that guy and whatever he says. He's a propaganda king. Do you know that guy worked at like Revlon and was like some sort of like PR guy? He was like, I think he worked at like a cosmetic company prior to getting that job. I mean, come on, dude. Don't believe anything out of that place. The head coach lies to you. The head coach doesn't mean to lie to you. But this isn't, hey, dude, you're just like me. We can see the writing on the wall. The team quit on Thursday, so he said, fuck it, I don't want to be part of this. My heart was half in it anyway. Zidarius Smith's a good football player. But his heart wasn't in it. As a matter of fact, I give him a lot of credit for a 10-plus year veteran guy going home one night, looking in the mirror and saying this, I have to quit. Let me tell you this. The most difficult thing I ever did in my life. Now, my situations were different because I was blackballed in numerous places. I had to string a 7-year pro football career together. One day I'm playing in Canada. I look in the fucking mirror and I go, I'm 33 years old. 34 years old. And I go, you know, I'm done. So I walked into the Las Vegas posse of the CFL, and I walked into Ron Meyer's office and said, I told my wife, my girlfriend at the time, I said, you know what? She goes, are you sure? My wife went through me with the whole journey of all the bullshit. She just went like this, are you sure? And I said, yeah, this is it. I can't do it anymore. And I give them credit for that. Dude, you know how hard it is to walk? From the time I was 8 years old until the time I was 34, I played football. Do you know how hard that is to put that shit away? It was the most difficult thing I ever did in my life outside of my family. Just to get the fuck away from the game, you had to go, I quit. I never said that in my life. Hey, I'm done. And that was it. His ass was half in it. He wanted to get, hey, dude, when you start doing this, do you think I should quit? I started asking my girlfriend, wife back then, do you think I should quit? She knew right there it was over. Man, if you're talking like this, why go through it? Why go through it? Too much to get to where you want. You have to do too much. You know, I'll tell you what I like watching. My kid, I tell you, she works out in the off season of rugby, right? All that shit, I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to do that shit anymore. Okay? You see this guy right here? Let me just address this. This guy thinks his 4-2 record, you're 10-1, dude, 2023. You're going down. End of story. You have no shot at winning the Super Bowl. End of story. Seals, give me your ideal trade to fix some of this shit we are dealing with right now. What would you do to fix this BS? Coaching, defense, or other issues? Juice, great question, and thank you. Okay? Hey, dude, why should I bet my show? I'll make you a point. I'll bet you being here or you not being here. That's what I'll do from now on. Okay? If you win the Super Bowl, I'll make you a deal there, LJ. I'll set the fucking rules. It's my show. Here's the deal, guy. If they win the Super Bowl, you get to stay. If they lose it, you are blocked. How's that for you? You are blocked. There we go. I'll bet that. Seals, okay, I'll go there in a second here. Xander, we got a couple supers that I missed. Okay? Seals, difference between now and 23, people like me, Abe, Flex, and Kimberly Sue, we aren't buying the bullshit. Good for you. Amen. Got one more there, Xander. We're going to just be, of course you are, man. Here's Bob Lane's son. If we were 6-0, he would still be here. He said, F this. Absolutely. How about this, Leon? I think if they hadn't quit, LJ, why would I bet my show when I don't want to? You're the one here. You're the one that doesn't have to be here. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Bet my show. Then where the fuck will you go with your useless life? Yeah, I agree, Sills. It's over, man. How about this? Marshall. Not exactly over. Okay? Not exactly over. I'm going to answer that from Juice. I like that question from Juice. But let me finish up with Zidarius. He fucking quit on the team. He quit on a team that quit on themselves. Par for the course. Par for the course. Par for the course. I talked to him. Here. Go to my X account. You'll see we follow one another. I've already talked to him. And Drew Rosenhaus. They quit because the quarterback couldn't bring them back. Thank you. Says I'm 70. I've seen crap teams in Philly. In the great words of Slider, crash and burn, huh? Philly, go Birds. Let me tell you this. I talked to Jalen Phillips. And let me not put words in his mouth. Let me just say this. He's open to an opportunity somewhere in the National Football League that would give him the opportunity to play for a winner. Okay? Do I think he'd like to play in Philly? I told him point blank, you'd enjoy it. And they would enjoy you. So it's much respect to you because I know there's not a quitting bone in your body. Any advice on how to do that? Because we want to succeed. Looky here, man. You got a lot of really great football players on that football team. You do. Okay? You are winners. Okay? We are. Okay? You are winners. Don't say that, Leon. Philadelphia Eagles are winners. It's a winning organization. It's just in a position right now that the general manager sabotaged your team. Let's be candid here. Why can't you guys go down this lane? Your GM sabotaged the team. He went too far. They took too many good football players off the team. And Juice asked the question, what can he do to fix it? Hey, Juice, you want to give Howie credit for ripping the thing apart, and then we're going to give him credit for building his mistake back up. He went too far. Every single one of you fought me on it the entire offseason. And I mean everyone fought me on it. I said, no way. Remember, I used the words blowtorch. You took a blowtorch to the defense. It was a blowtorch. Eagles need a philosophy change. Get this, and it's not sabotage. You think taking 5 starters off your fucking football team's defense that finished number 1 in the NFL and assuming players that have never even started a down were going to take over for Darius Slay. Where are you getting that from? Get this, maybe the coaches told him we'd be okay. Dude, no way. The coaches are pawns in this. They're interchangeable pieces for this organization. Dude, they change out coaches like they change players out. Are you under the impression that the coaching staff has more say than Howie Scouts and Howie Roseman? Well, you would be sadly mistaken. Yeah, you know what you have? You have manufactured leaders. You pinned a C on A.J. Brown's sweater, and he's far from a leader. Absolutely, man. Zidarius Smith saw you quit, and he said, get this, he did it on a Monday, knowing that they had to get into full pads on Wednesday. He didn't want to do it. He's like, fuck that. Sills, the locker room must be a disgrace if Smith retired. Dak and Burrow is living proof that it hurts. They've shown that offense keeps you in games, even if you have the worst defense in the league. It's awful. Dude, Joe Burrow winning 9 games with that shitty defense is insane. Dak keeping you in a game? The Dallas Cowboys aren't losing football games because of Dak Prescott. They're losing football games because of that shitty GM, Jerry Jones. Josh Sweat and Rodgers are having all-pro seasons. So is Milton Williams. Sills, let's get Z Smith on the show. I'll send him. Get this. Here comes Mr. fucking Pom Pom. I can only imagine what this bullshit will read. This is right out of the Bob Lang Handbook of Ass Kissers or Knee Draggers. Hey, M. Reyes, you must be 4'2" also, because you must be sliding around on your Bob Lang knee pads. Hey, Sileo, we were just supposed to pull $200 million out of our ass because that's how much it would cost to keep. Okay, so then you were worried about 26 and 27. Say it. Okay. What I don't get about this, you see this guy? He validates what I said this offseason. Hey, Sileo, we're just supposed to pull $200 million out of our ass. No. Well, then don't tell me I'm fucking wrong when I told you that you're concerned about 26 and 27. You were wrong. Howie had more of a concern over next year and the year after. He just fucking said it. Thank you. We already fucking knew that. Okay. Hey, I already know I won the conversation. Look at the contract situation at 27 and 28. Okay. Thank you. This guy's fucking a bull-faced liar. I asked the question numerous times. Do you think Howie cashed in 25 for 26, 27, and 28? He said no. Now he's saying yes. Talk about a fucking flip-flopper. You're a full of shit. Go sit in the corner, kid. Watch the show and learn something. Good afternoon, Big Sills. With Smith abruptly retiring and all the noise this year makes me believe there's much more going on in the locker room. Sounds like the coach lost the locker room to me. How many people in here believe Zidarius Smith quit because Nick Sirianni lost the locker room already? How many people believe that Sirianni's lost the locker room? What do you think? How many people believe that Nick Sirianni's lost the locker room? So let me just put this out there. Barkley, AJ, Devontae, now you have a guy quitting. You had a guy spitting on Dak Prescott in the opener. Boy, where's this so-called culture? Where's your culture? AJ's pissed. Devontae's pissed. The quarterback and the wide receiver hate each other. Barkley's complaining. Guy quitting. Guy with character issues. You tell me, Nick Sirianni's got his pulse on the fucking locker room? In what world do you live in? I don't see that going on with Todd Bowles. I missed 2 supers, Xander. I'm going to give you for instance here. Seals, they had this decision earlier. We had this discussion earlier with Xander. Immediately, I thought Sills said that during the offseason, they cashed in for – I told you the entire offseason. That was my topic. Do you think they cashed in 2025 for 26 and 27 and 28? All of you said no. I'm like, you did. I think we got another one, Big Z. Fresh off a Super Bowl. And he loses because he never had it. Because he never had it. For you to lose the locker room, you never had it. Where's this so-called culture? There are multiple issues. OC's terrible, puts the D on the field too much. Defense needs DEs in a second corner. Until they fix all 3, the team is doomed. Let me show you something here. I don't think so. I believe it's the childish games between the diva receiver and Mr. I'm only going to be captain on game day. Hurts. Get rid of them bums. Let me say this to you. Do you know who the MVP of the NFL is right now? It's Baker Mayfield, and I don't even know who's second. I saw a guy take wide receivers 4, 5, and 6 and have no drop in effort level or standard of play versus the 49ers, and 3 dudes missing in the O-line, and I've seen him beat Seattle and San Francisco in consecutive weeks. And there were no excuses about fucking injuries. Dude, Baker Mayfield is willing his team. I thought Nick's one redeeming factor was the players bought in and wanted to play for him. Shit, doesn't seem like it now. Devin, thank you. Big Z, someone just rifled in another Superman. I appreciate you doing this, bro. You know that. Also, everyone in this chat got pissed at me about me causing drama in Norway about Ringo. Also, Sills, forgive me. You did warn us about the defense. I told you, man, that last quarter against Denver were signs of things to come. It's signs of things to come. Dude, that guy Drake May's killing it. I got to tell you, man, that Mayfield fucking guy, I'm not really the biggest Baker Mayfield guy, but I can't believe what I'm watching. This guy's taking off, running. He's extending plays. Tez Johnson? Who the fuck is Tez Johnson? I've never heard of some of these guys. I've never heard of anybody. Get this. You're a fan of everything opposite the Eagles. What's there to be a fan of, douchebag, right now? You got players quitting, players bitching, and you're going to try to tell me all's good on the home front. What a douchebag. This guy's a fucking idiot. All's good on the home front, according to M. Reyes. Guys quitting, people bitching, AJ trying to get himself traded, and guess what he's doing? Yeah, you're fraudulent. You heard me. Fraudulent. No. You better cope with getting your ass kicked by the Giants, guy. How he basically thought if Vic could turn special teams, Zach into an all-pro, he could do it with anybody. Wrong. No shit. You're right. Ramir, you're dead right. I like Sirianni. He's the worst coach for Hurts, though. Amen. We need a play caller, quarterback developer as head coach or OC. Sirianni doesn't develop. Hurts has only had inexperienced play callers and coaches. Dead on, dude. The Philadelphia Eagles don't develop Jalen Hurts. They quit just like they did with Wentz. As you know, I've been a little Nicky top all year. That's our problem. I got it. Zidarius is playing if Tanner was starting against the Vikings. Sips tea. How many people believe that Nick Sirianni has lost the locker room? Let me see here. I want to take a count. Guys, hit the like button. I'm gonna do a small yes, no. Don't mean to be that simple with you. Sue says me. Yes. Definitely. Okay? Abe, wow. Okay? Yep. Good chance. Yes. Okay? Yep. I do. Bro, it's an obvious yes. I do. Of course, we'll put M. Reyes there, put a little asterisk there because King of – look at Big Marshall, man. Dude, Big Marshall, man. Wow. That goes a long way, too. Crowley, wow. Look at all you guys. Put me for 5 likes. Yes. 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 Just right now, it's 25-1. 25-1 with the asterisk of Ass Kisser M. Reyes. The Ass Kisser M. Reyes is the only one. So you would bring in a brand new head coach to develop a running quarterback at age 20? No. I think Hurts has developed into what he is. I told you this, yes. Tired of blaming coaches and not the quarterback. Whoever told you the quarterback was going to get better? Whoever told you the quarterback was going to get better? You got me, Sills. This team is a joke. You were right. Arthur, that line, me being right, Do you know how many times my wife has told me, congratulations, you're right, you're fired? That's not something I'm looking to be proud of, but thank you. If Big Marshall's saying, dude, right. If Big Marshall's out there saying it, there's a problem. I don't think he lost the locker room because he never had it to begin with. Even the players know it's Howie's team. The quarterback talks about Laurie more than Sirianni. It's just bad now because the team is so young and no leaders. Damn great take, Jason. I'd say 95% of the folks in here are brilliant sports talk people. Kimberly, Sue, all of you. All great sports talk. We got a couple pom-pom waivers. That's okay to have those guys. You got to have pom-pom waivers. And you got to have people who come in here just to talk shit to me. I don't know even what that is. We talk sports here, man. This is nothing personal back and forth with each other. Some people come in here and want to take it personal. I don't know. I don't even know what they're doing. I'm doing a show, and they're taking shots at me. I don't know what the fuck that is. Really. I'm their life. Guys like this LJ guy, he lives for me. Okay? I'm the reason he lives. Because, if anybody spends 4 hours a day of their life with me, you better be married to me or be a great sports talker. Sills, Smith retiring is a result of a real problem. It's the locker room. If the offense was working, the team would be fine. Poor offense puts too much stress. Okay? Did Howie or Nick promote KP? Hey, BJ should only be talking if he's... Yeah, that's right. You're damn right. Hey, from now on, LJ, you want my attention? You'll pay for it. Trust me. If you want my attention from now on, you're going to fucking pay me to do it. Sills, I don't think we can fix this midseason. This is too big a mess, right? Health is going to make you a lot better. Remember that. Health, dime. Health is going to make you better. Riz, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Sirianni's not an aggressive coach because he's an ass kisser. That's what the Eagles need, an aggressive who makes decisions. Who, like Doug? They don't want that guy in the room. Do you know how you control people? You control people by hiring lesser people with lesser confidence around you so you can control them. You don't hire alpha dogs. Confident people hire competent people. Listen what I said. Confident people hire competent people. People that are not confident hire incompetent people. End of story. How do you keep hiring these nobodies? I watched this Josh Grizzard with the Bucks. This guy's the hottest coaching candidate on the fucking planet. No O-line, 4, 5, and 6 receivers, and they're winning ball games. He is some savant. In-game situational play calling is incredible. By the way, Baker Mayfield has gotten, it's insane. Especially in today's world, it's easy to check out when you can't control the situation. Look at these players. It's human nature at this point. Jason, thank you. Xander, I just missed the super there. Guys, do me a favor, please. Please hit the like button. Supers go to the top here. Let me see. I think I got one more up here. Say what you want. Hurts lost the locker room. Hurts lost the locker room because he's a company guy. He's a company guy. I'm look at this. I'm still on the front page here. Your head coach has lost his locker room, and they don't buy into the quarterback. and the locker room is in tatters. Where's this fucking culture, Nick? And you got a PR guy trying to tell you everything's okay. Total bullshit. And you will believe anything. You love liars. Hubris is why I do still hold hope, though. All right. When I see this team, they're all happy. When things go good, when things start going bad, they're ripping each other apart. That's a leaderless team. Amen. They're front runners. Hey, you know how I can tell when a person's really great? When adversity hits. I love using my kid as an example. They went up to this tournament. Nobody wanted to play. Everybody was crying and bitching about the field. My kid was the player of the tournament for her team. She didn't give a shit. She went out and played her ass off, no matter if the score is 52-0 or 0-52. I love fucking people like that. Because you know why? Those are dangerous humans. Because no matter what the score is, you're going to get the very best out of me. Scoreboard doesn't matter if you've got character. If you've got character, scoreboard has no impact on your life. Because you go out there and represent yourself at all times. No matter if there's a teammate chirping at you or you're winning or losing has nothing to do with how you play. Nothing. If your teammate sucks and he's picking his ass up and he's moaning and bitching and you go down in that lane with him, that's a you thing. Yep. What do you do when the going right? Do we think BG's loss is bigger than we thought? Hey, man, I'd call BG and ask him if he wanted to just suit up. I don't know. It couldn't hurt. You're rudderless right now as a leader, and that starts with the coach. Your coach is a fraud. He's a fucking fraud. When you need Nick the most, he's never around. Zidarius Smith quit on a team that quit Thursday night. How you doing? Okay? Look at this. What does that have to do with me, douchebag? And by the way, so what? I could go on WIP and be a mouthpiece for you to sit around and gobble the goo? So do we say CGJ was right? Of course we do. We knew it the whole time. Where my other son at? Start with a T. He gets 100 glazed comments a minute. It picks out the one negative. What the fuck are you talking to, kid? These things are firing at me. Douchebag. I've been a fan for 50 years. The Eagles need to wave pom-poms for me. I'm going to call a spade a spade. Got another one, Xander, please, if we can. Thanks, guys, for the super chats. And thank you, the other losers, for the algorithm. Keep it up. I appreciate all you losers. By the way, the losers that I've designated, from now on, the only way you will get my attention is if you pay for it, like I just said. I don't give my attention to people who don't deserve it. And guys, like some of these people in here, from now on, will pay for it. And by the way, those of you that support, I pick you guys out. And if you put supers on here, you notice I go to the ones, too, that send the support to the channel. So you're not paying for my attention. I want you to think that. It doesn't help when the quarterback is out promoting Jordan when the building is on fire. I saw Baker run. Brother, Jalen hasn't done that since Renaissance. When AJ a captain, you know it's no real leaders. There's another super up here, Xander. Thank you guys so much for coming at me big time. I said all offseason how we punted this season. For 26 and 27 to be better for those years. Yes, I agree. If you ask me, Carter, Nolan, and them, I'm not signing anyone yet. Well, Carter, I'm looking at the money. I'm signing Carter. Nolan, I don't know. Nakobe, get this. You know who's off my list of signing? I'm not signing Nolan Smith. I'm not signing Nakobe Dean. I'm signing Carter, but let's see what the money is. And I'm not signing Reed. So help me out here for a second. What's up with the drafting? What now? You know they're going to sign Nolan. That's a draft pick. Congratulations, then. You'll be wasting money on a guy who can't stay healthy again. Okay? If you sign Nolan, it's a waste of money. I told you he couldn't play seven. Hey, listen. In the offseason, I said Nolan Smith will not play 17 weeks. Jalen has gone Hollywood, folks. I don't think shit of that guy this year. Sorry. I've never wavered. Dude, Baker Mayfield is the runaway MVP. Now, look, there's 11 of these left. So much football to be played. Jalen Hurts is nowhere in the room with that guy. He's not even remotely close. That guy doesn't need a perfect team around him. Hurts does. Jalen Hurts needs a perfect coordinator, perfect team. Everyone has to be healthy. Not with Mayfield. That fucker's not even healthy. And he's got a first-year coordinator. And he's got a defensive coach as head coach. You tell me. And by the way, the last two coordinators have all gone on to be head football coaches in the NFL. And Liam Cohn is 4-1. Seals, who are you willing to trade? Big names only. We got to start spending money. The coaches are on D. They will do more with talent than the O coaches. Yeah, because the O coaches are all servants to the owner. Xander, I missed the super, I believe. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you again, man. I wouldn't trade any picks. Just punt this season. That's a thought. By the way, I'm not trading Jalen Hurts. I'm not moving off of Jalen Hurts. This is the bed you're lying in. Sills, burn me up when you said AJ was a crybaby. Pickett and Metcalf going off. How do you think he feels? Like shit. How about this? My friend, I don't think he hates Jalen. I think he hates Jalen's skill. And he hates the offense. And he hates the coaches for putting him in this position. Every time the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, they have a down following year. Let everyone walk. No replacements and new OC again. Yes. Because Howie Roseman is to blame for this. He's to blame. Nobody in Philly will ever do this. Howie Roseman is to blame for the problems that are on the team and in the locker room right now. Who else? Who else? The head coach was hired by the organization. The general manager took a blowtorch to the defense, and they hired an incompetent OC. You know the one thing about Kellen Moore? Kellen was told to change to the running game, but you knew the one thing that he did know? When Hurts needed a passing game, he was a competent play caller. There lies the difference. Do you guys agree with me on that? The difference between Kellen Moore and Kevin Patullo is this. When shit went sideways, hey, for the record, 4-2 is irrelevant. How have you played for 24 quarters of football? That's how you look at this. You don't look at it with a record because the records are flawed. You know, there's some 4-2 teams out there that aren't really 4-2 teams. How have you played for 24 quarters? Right? Right? The OC schemes are players open. It's not Patullo. It's not Patullo's fault. It's the quarterback's limitations. The coordinator and the quarterback are not matched up. Let me ask you one last fucking time on this. Between Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni, who's got more of an acronym for being a passing guy? Who's got more knowledge of the passing game? Nick or Jalen? Who's more of a philosophical passer when it comes to the approach of a game? Ask yourself, between Nick and Jalen Hurts, who's got more of an idea of what the NFL is when it comes to passing game? It's Nick. Right? Well, then why are you throwing the ball with a quarterback who's limited? Because Kevin Patullo is doing what Nick wants. Because the run game is not very good. They're either running it or passing it. They can't do both. You know why? Because you're not competent. How in the world could Hurts know anything about a passing game when you're talking about one of the worst passing teams in pro football for the last 6 games and all of 2024? We now know one thing. That line that all of you were using, we didn't have to throw the ball in 24, was full of shit. You couldn't throw the ball on an everyday basis. You know why? When you've been asked to do it, it's been flawed. This is just a carryover from a year ago. Do you know what this looks like right now, the Eagle offense? 2024, the first 4 games of the year. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, they're coaching the quarterback so bad right now. Passing quarterback? You need to coach him like Josh Allen. Still says, Howie, that arrogant, yes, that he thought his roster was good enough after all the... Yes, he did. This is a perfect scenario for Wentz to put a nail in the coffin. I forgot about that. Carson Wentz coming to town and coming to Lincoln Financial. Titans just fired Callahan. Yeah, because you know what they realized? They need a passing coach to go in there and deal with their number 1 overall investment. I wouldn't be shocked if they hired John Gruden. Callahan, I mean, right? Dude, don't be shocked if that guy in Tampa, Josh Grizzard, is going to get a lot of opportunities, man. He is. Sales, Nick, assuming the play calling duties, has put him on the hot seat. If Doug got fired, so can Nick. Absolutely. Sills, while Jalen is our quarterback, does it make sense to spend money on skilled players? Or do you take care of the trenches and pay the defense? Dude, if you want to keep using Jalen Hurts, you got to keep that side of the aisle fed. And you're always going to have a conveyor belt of players on that conveyor belt on defense. Here's your bench guys on defense. Carter, Q, Cooper DeJean, and Bond in the interim. As soon as Bond's contract, how many people in here believe that Zach Bond will get another contract in Philly? No. As a matter of fact, I'll make you a bet. Zach Bond doesn't live out the contract in Philly. Want to bet? He doesn't go the 3 years. No. Be in the final year of that contract, be like 29 years old? No. He won't get to that final year. Because they don't want to pay that side of the ball because of the quarterback. Milton Williams is a force. By the way, what's the record for Milton Williams and the resurgent New England Patriots? 4-2. Huh. Oh, wonder why. Okay. Mike Vrabel? Wow. Another Big Sills prediction. Patriots are making the playoffs. Remember everyone went bold prediction. Yeah, well, Mike Vrabel's going to make a difference. That's a difference maker. That's proof that AJ is right. He's the leader that spoke up about it 3 straight years. He's melting down on the inside. No one is listening to him. Because the quarterback doesn't have to. He's a company guy. Okay? He's a company guy. How about this conversation? So, like I said, to close up Zidarius, why wouldn't he quit? The team quit Thursday, so he quit. That's a reflection on Nick Sirianni. End of story. And Howie. It's a team of quitters. Just shows you. You can have a lot of great players on your football team. Oh, and by the way, if Gardner Johnson was such a headache on your team, why do you have more issues this year without him? I thought getting rid of Gardner Johnson was to make sure that the environment in the locker room was better. They got rid of CJ Gardner Johnson because they were afraid of his big mouth. And they didn't like his attitude because he was an asshole. I don't know. So far, I've seen a player spit on someone, player quit, and constant bickering in the locker room. What happened? You got rid of Gardner Johnson. I thought that shit was all supposed to go away. What happened? And little Nicky's Magic Zed Dust. Who do you think Nick Sirianni is? Phil Jackson? You know the greatest thing about Phil Jackson was? Phil Jackson couldn't build a deck of cards into a house. But you know what Phil Jackson could do? You know that guy that stands outside of the circus and he's circling the plates and he's doing the plates and he's doing all this? Phil knew how to handle Dennis Rodman. He knew how to handle Jordan. He knew how to handle Pippen. He knew how to handle all the role players. Because you know why? He knew how to fucking talk to them. Hey, Mike, you can't be scoring champion anymore. If you want to be a scoring champion, you'll never win an NBA title. So Jordan compromised. Hey, Scotty, you got to do all the dirty work if you want to be one of the greatest players of all time. Okay. Hey, Dennis, you can wear a dress all you want. You can put lipstick on, but you better get me 14 and 10 every fucking night. And he did. That's what made him special. Phil could maneuver and manipulate Kobe Bryant and Shaquille. Nick goes up to the front office, gets his marching orders, and comes down to the locker room and hits an echo chamber. Dude, I hate coaches like that. Well, let me tell you hey, by the way, there's a way of doing it. Hey, you know what? And somebody said something to me. I think it was my wife. She goes, hey, if the Eagles are going to pay you $16 million, would you walk around on your knees? Fuck yeah. We would beat the piss out of the Eagles if we played quarterback, sustained success, six-time May MVP. Your quarterback is limited. Coach him that way. Jalen didn't run at all. I believe in the Giants game. You're right, he didn't. It's like he's doing the exact opposite of what won the first couple of games were his wheels. Yeah, because they've got a play calling system going on right now. Okay? Look at this. I'm wearing the Baker Mayfield knee pads because it's justified. You wear your knee pads even if they blow. At least I'm giving a guy kudos for winning and doing it the right way and carrying a football team. You're blowing a guy who sucks. That's the difference between me and you, dude. I give people credit for winning. You blow people just because they're Eagles. That's funny. They got rid of CJ out of fear of some of the same things that AJ's doing, only because AJ's on offense and CJ's on defense. That's nasty work. That's a great take, Marsh. That's a great take. If Gardner Johnson had played offense, they wouldn't have got rid of him. Hurts will be putting on squatting videos, but not practicing with his receivers. Yeah, to be showing you his gala cards, like, going to the Met and shit. Or refusing to go to the White House or whatever, some sort of bullshit that he is now. This guy's some sort of different dude. I mean, he's so not relatable anymore. You know what else I love about Mayfield? He's relatable. You know why? The ebb and flows of his life. Ups, downs, hollering at people, immaturity, failure, success. He's relatable. He's not really a Met Gala guy. Hey, Super Bowl hangover? It's like a success hangover. Hey, we're the Eagles, so guys like M. Reyes will sit around and blow us all day. What more do you want? I mean, I got a whole fan base that sit around and blow us all day. There's a billion M. Reyeses in Philly. Could do no wrong, including the GM. I mean, right? hating on Mayfield with the way he's playing is insane. Of course it is. Because what it does, it downplays your guy and his incompetence on not being able to carry a team. So how do we fix this? All right, let's go there because Juice put this out there earlier. Go get Jalen Phillips. The Dolphins are a train wreck. Give some of those draft picks up. Now, I don't know what. By the way, Jalen Phillips said he had a great relationship with Vic. They had a really good sack year the year Vic was down there. I think they finished 10th in sacks. Said he enjoyed playing for him. Get an edge like him. That immediately fixes your room. And on top of that, you get healthy on the other side. Health is your problem and your enemy. Health is your enemy. I know who he is. Went to school at the University of Miami. I know who the kid is. I know him personally. Nobody's coming to save us. I didn't say save you. I said help you. Okay? Howard Eskin's going to join us at 3:30. Gary Cobb at 4:30. Big Z will be the closer and the Mariano Rivera. We will have him at 5 or right after. Carmine, how you doing, bro? Nick better be on the phone with Mike McDaniel the minute the Dolphins can hire him. Perfect OC for the team. Trade AJ in the offseason. So these trade talks about AJ Brown. You think Howie Roseman's taking... I know one team that called. The Patriots. Of course Howie picked the phone up. Howie's not actively trading. When the Eagles say we're not trading A.J. Brown, doesn't mean they're not taking calls about A.J. Brown. I know of one team. And if there's one team, there's multiple teams that have called. You don't think A.J. Brown's agent is on the phone with teams too? Polluting the waters for him to get the fuck out of Philadelphia? You don't think like the Bills want him? Or how about this one? How about putting that guy in Kansas City? How about putting that guy with Trevor Lawrence? Here's another one. How about putting him in Tampa? I don't think the Eagles organization think AJ's a problem. He's a problem because he changes the narrative every week. You know, what's funny is this. With all that shit that went on, I remember going, you don't really think this stuff is... I told Xander this. You don't really think this stuff's going away, do you? You know why it's not going away? Because the wide receiver doesn't respect the quarterback's game. And he sees all the other guys chomping and eating out there but him. This morning, Xander said Howie was passing over dimes for nickels. J-Mac said Howie knew this was a reset year. Who's right? Both. Two things can be right. J-Mac, dude, why? When I set topics for you, I'm not doing it just to kill a segment. I swear to you, I come up with topics for you to have to think about it that would come back later in the regular season for us to revisit. Every single topic that I brought up to you guys this offseason, we're talking about it now. The lack of talent in replacing. The inexperienced OC. Up mortgaging 25 for 26, 27, and 28. Those are all topics we brought up. You don't remember? We did numerous shows, and all of you telling me I was crazy. I mean, what didn't you hear? Or was it you didn't want to hear? Do I think A.J. Brown is on the trading block? No, I don't. Do I think Howie's taking calls from other teams about A.J.? Why wouldn't he? So he gets to know the market value. In case there is a decision that maybe they have to trade him to better the team. Why wouldn't you want to know? Get this. If somebody called you, get this, but do you bite the hand that feeds you? When you're A.J. Brown is going to get paid $32 million in Philly, or he's going to get paid $32 million in Carolina. He's getting $32 million. Sills, this all goes back to what Jeff Kerr said about too much inconsistency on defense. Yeah, it'll always be this way. Yes. Correct. It'll always be this way. Should they bring in the Titans coach as a consultant? Dude, I'd bring in Doug Peterson as a consultant. He said he would do it. Why wouldn't you do that? Because there's too many insecure people in the building. Because the owner might fall in love with Doug again. That'd be a nightmare for Howie and for Nick. Doug's got too big a backbone. They like dudes like M. Reyes with small backbones. They like people with carp backbones, like M. Reyes, like the little chicken bones you like pull out of your food. Those little backbones. They like little backbones. They don't want a big backbone. That means you got an opinion. That means you got some say. You got to have them little backbones like LJ and M. Reyes. Ones that you could break over your knee or between your fingers, more so than anything. I actually like that guy. Seals, if Howie makes a move with AJ now, we'll have bigger problems. Howie created a buyer's market. Teams know we need to move AJ to salvage the season. Dude, you don't need to move AJ Brown to salvage the season. You need to get healthier and smarter. And Nick needs to do some fucking coaching. Hey, AJ, sit the fuck down. Shut up. I don't want to hear dick out of you. I don't want to, you know what Nick needs to do? Act like Mike Tomlin. Shut the fuck up. Be quiet. If I hear anybody else talking shit, you're fined. Just shut the hell up. Worry about your job and stop being a social media gossip columnist. Do your job. Why can't Nick just go, shut up, all of you? Including the quarterback. Why is that so hard? Hey, maybe this team needs a little bit of tough coaching. Grabbing people by the back of their necks and go, sit the fuck down. I mean, hey, the parade float with Xander's over. It's been over for 11 months, guy. Float's done. Float's long gone. That's a distant memory. Okay? I actually like the parade float. I'm good with it. I'm not cooking the parade float. I'm cooking the people that are still on it. Sills, of how he makes a move. Yeah. What did I see a guy with? What is it? AJ talks family, business, and public. He could never be a Yeah, well, that guy would be on a Fredo boat ride. Come on, come on. Come on, Michael. Come on. You got to go to Tahoe with your dad. Oh, he's going to miss the fishing trip. No, that's all right. You better say about 3 Hail Marys. Bye, Fredo. Yeah, have a good fishing trip. I'll see you in the afterlife. Here's a one-way ticket to the resurrection. That's Tony Montana, though, but same guy. Yeah, just tell him. Be quiet. You're making us look bad. No, it's not. You could turn the whole thing around. Green Bay and Detroit. You could change the whole direction. Green Bay and Detroit. And you could be king of the prom again. But you got to take care of business with Minnesota and New York. Dude, by the way, if you beat the New York Giants 50-0, they got their end. You split with the New York Giants. Whew, man, does that hurt? You talk about an enema. I would have believed that the Cowboys split with you before I would have believed that shitty Giants team split with you. I mean, Seals, can you ask Phillips if the Eagles front office have called for his services? When you're under contract, the only people, he's represented by Drew Rosenhaus. And they got a dude in the building in that, Rosenhaus and Associates, that is a former Miami Hurricane. His name is Robert Bailey. And Robert's a former teammate. I know Robert very well. And players under contract with one team, remember Tom Brady? When he was, the Dolphins wanted to have some conversations. You can't do that. You lose draft picks doing that. So you got to be cognizant of that. Do you think we could move Hurts during the offseason? Why would you? It seems like Joe Burrow and Hurts both need a new start. Could that be something we explore if Burrow wants out? If Joe Burrow wants out, there's going to be 25 teams that will want his services. There'll be like 25 teams. Shit, after watching Jackson Dart, Hurts might be the third best team in the fourth. You know what? Actually, Hurts might be the worst quarterback in the NFC East right now, skill-wise. You ever think of that? I mean, I saw Jackson Dart outplay him in his rookie year and put Vic to the woodshed. I don't know. Who would have ever said this? Jalen Hurts is the least talented quarterback in the NFC East. I mean, Sills, do you really think this is going to get turned around? Great question. To a point. To a point. To a point. And I do think the coaching is the reason it won't get all the way turned around. Sills, AJ's not getting separation. That I see. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry. I saw AJ open a fucking ton in that Giants game. He was open, dude. The quarterback wasn't processing. Or, get this. Here's two things with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. Either Jalen Hurts wasn't processing and seeing A.J. Brown, or he don't want to throw to him. Pick one. A.J. was open all day. Well, then there's only one other thing. Well, two. He can't see him, or he doesn't want to throw to him. Or both. Is there any other reason? If you've got a $32 million wide receiver, and he's open all day, and you're not getting the ball to him, you either don't want to throw the ball to him or your quarterback can't see him. You tell me. I think it's both. It's both. Maybe, John? How about this? Maybe the organization needs their eyes checked when it comes to evaluating talent and who you're going to Here's what I don't get. Hey, Bob, can people tell me how old Milton Williams is? How old is Milton Williams? Let me see something about Milton. I'm going to put something in proper perspective for you. Milton Williams. Okay, Milton Williams. Okay. So he's 26. Is he? He's 26 years old. So you spend 4 years developing him. 4 years. 4 years developing him. He's 26 years old. He's turned into a Pro Bowl player. And you let him walk out the building? Without trying to work Howie magic, and like you guys told me, Howie makes everything fit. Why did you develop that player and let him walk? Two things. Either you thought he wasn't going to be, or you thought more of your system and Jalen Carter, who, by the way, is not playing good without him. And he's playing great without him. Or, so wait a minute, Yale. I thought Howie was a magician at working contracts. How come you didn't want to work a contract on defense? What if it turns out that Milton Williams becomes the first team All-Pro defensive lineman and Jalen Carter never reaches that? What a colossal disaster. You give him $40 million or $38 million a year, and that guy goes on to be the Pro Bowl player and first team All-Pro? That's a massive miscalculation. We're going to keep an eye on that. And why is Carter hurt? Because he's taking more doubles? Because no Josh and Milton? 70-30, Nick lost the locker room. What's more important, how do you get knocked down or how you get back up? D. Smith didn't get up. Is it team or one bag egg? Well, I'm starting to put things together here, though. Epps. Player spitting earlier. AJ and the quarterback in the back, and the other now wide receiver kicking in. Not happy with what's going on. Right? And now you got a player quitting. You tell me. How's it look? Guess the parking lot meeting failed Bob Lang. How about AJ going? There was no meeting. We crossed each other's paths. Bob Lang lied to you about a meeting that didn't exist. And Jalen Hurts went along with it. It was teammates being teammates. He made it seem like, where did I get to that this thing was an hour and a half? AJ went, no, we met each other in the we just said something to each other in the parking lot. Isn't that how that played out? AJ went, no. We just saw each other on the way to the parking lot. It was just a couple minutes, and then we all went our way. I could have swore I heard the Eagles say there was like an hour and a half meeting. I heard Hurts say it was like teammates being teammates. We had to get everybody's back. So now they're lying to you guys. Somebody is. AJ's not lying to you. Hurts, Barkley, and the coaching staff are lying to you. They're trying to tell you things that didn't exist to make you feel better about your team so that you can be Reyes. What's there to lie about? Can't you be transparent? Nope, they're not capable because they don't want to be. They want to mislead you. It's still very early. It is. But it looks like how we misread Milton's ceiling. No question about it, he did. No question. Are you kidding me? Reyes is he's the intern for the Eagles when it comes to getting propaganda out. Anything negative about the team? No way. Reyes, you got to fight big bad cells from making people listen to what bullshit comes out of that building. It's a house of lies. More BS in the NovaCare complex than the state of Oklahoma. Dan, Jeff Stoutland is a hard-nosed coach, but they won't hire a hard-nosed head coach. It absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. Great take. And they'll also hire a hardcore DC, but not a hardcore head coach. Bob grabbed his binoculars to watch the meeting. So wait a minute. Let me get this right here. Before we bring Howard Eskin in, how about the fact that AJ goes out now and says this? Hey, man, there was no meeting. We just bumped into one another on the way to the parking lot. And you got Hurts talking about teammates being teammates in an hour-and-a-half meeting that never existed. So you hook me up on this. This is what you've had in 6 weeks. You had a character moment with one of your star players with Jalen Carter. Then you've got bitching that's been going on back and forth with the receivers, the coaches, and the quarterback for about 3 weeks now. Then today you have a player quit just out of nowhere. You saw the team quit on Thursday night in the fourth quarter. Let me tell you something about Kirk Herbstreit. Whatever you think of Kirk Herbstreit as an NFL play-by-play or analyst, that dude's seen a lot of football. When he says that the Eagles checked out in the fourth quarter, that's a character thing. Holy crap. And then you got a player quitting today. Who is your best edge? Look, I'm not in any way going to tell you that this is 2023. But that Giant game, remember I said this to you? The fourth quarter of the Bronco game is the beginning of what I think is going to be things to come. That entire football game against the Giants, dude, they activated 5 dudes off the practice squad to play that game against the Eagles. Don't talk to me about your injuries. I saw Baker Mayfield with wide receivers 4, 5, and 6 beat the Niners with 3 guys in the O-line out. Excuses are like what they say, like assholes. Give me a break, guy. The war of attrition's part of it. Gary Cobb will join us at 4:30 from Fox 29 in Philadelphia. All right. I couldn't wait to hear Howard on this. Because I'm going to start chronologically. I want to go back and then we'll talk to him about the Zidarius Smith stuff today. But I want to get his takeaway right away on that Giants debacle and what he thought about it. Let's bring in our friend Howard Eskin, WIP and Philadelphia legend. I mean, and then he had a guy quitting today. Howard, appreciate you doing this. Let's start with the Giants game first. How about this? Where do you want to start?
Well, I said this years and years ago when they were a horrible team. They're not a horrible team, but they're not good enough right now. I said, and this is a terrible thing to say, but just take it with the sarcasm was meant years ago. I said to guys, one of the guys asked me, what would you do with this team? I said, I'd pull about 5 guys out of the locker room, maybe 6. And I said, you guys wait here. Then I throw a bomb in the locker room, blow it up, and start all over again.
I love it.
Yeah, but you can't say that now. And people don't, in the world we live in today, I don't.
People can't handle euphemisms, but that's okay, right?
Yeah. The bottom line is, I think the team, there are people on the team, quit is a word that players don't like. They don't like when you say that. And I don't know if they quit, but Jalen Carter bailing out before the game starts doesn't show me what I want to see. Hey, listen, you got, what was it, a heel problem, whatever. You're playing on turf. Don't give me that. They need the game. You're coming off a loss. You need the game. I thought they were going to split with the Giants anyway, because when the NFL schedules 2 games within 3 weeks, it's hard to beat that same team in the division twice in 3 weeks. Now they got to worry about beating them. Not this coming week. Obviously, they play at Minnesota this week, and then the following week they come home against the Giants. But so it started with Jalen Carter, and then Quinyon Mitchell, who's a stud at corner, had a hamstring and didn't want to go back into the game. Hamstring tightness, I guess, whatever excuse they use.
Really, if it was serious, Howard, to your point, he'd have been in getting treatment and they would have started working on him right there, not standing on the sidelines. Correct. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, but so he bails out. What was it, in the 3rd quarter?
Yeah.
And he bailed out. That's not a good sign for this team. This team has some team issues right now. And that's part of the issue. And I'm going to say this. I don't think the best quarterback on this football team is starting right now.
Wow.
I don't think
Xander, I want this. Okay. Who do you think is the best quarterback who should be starting for the Philadelphia Eagles? Howard Eskin.
I think Tanner McKee right now should be the starter. And, everybody blames the offensive coordinator. You can only do so much when the player can't execute those plays. You look at the breakdowns, and, Brian Baldinger does a good job. And he breaks it down, and you see so many guys that Jalen Hurts, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, that's not picking up open receivers. He's not going through his progressions. He's not Baker Mayfield in that regard. He's not Stafford in that regard. He's not Jared Goff in that regard. Cam Newton, who I think is an idiot. However, he said last week that he doesn't think Jalen Hurts is in the top 15. I'm not going to go that far. But all these people in Philadelphia, and people are going to jump all over me, and you're going to make me look like the bad guy. And I might get that guy from the Eagles to call me up and threaten me again. So it's just, and it's not Howie, and it's not Nick, and it's not the coaches. So, let's leave that out of it. But the reality is, he's just not making the progressions. Now, is Tanner McKee as athletic? I mean, I watched Tanner McKee in camp. He's got a great arm. He's not as athletic, so he's not going to do the RPOs and all. But Jalen's not doing those now because teams are defending against that. and he scrambles when he should be passing. He scrambles for a run. But Tanner McKee can make the progressions. He's a sharp, really sharp guy. Again, and people are going to think I'm crazy to say right now he's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. But look what we've seen. Jalen doesn't make the plays that good quarterbacks
You
have
think
to
he's
make.
regressed?
No, I just think teams have defended against the run, and now it's not. You're not going to be as effective. He's not a quarterback that can throw 30 some times and be effective.
So you're saying they should bench him?
I don't think they can, because then the whole thing blows up. But he's not. All I'm saying is he's not the best quarterback on the team right now. I'm not going to say. You can say that they can bench him. I'm not going to. All hell break loose if I said that. No, he's got to work his way out of it. But when you blame the offensive coordinator, when you make a play call and he doesn't execute it as well as the play call should have been executed, I'm tired of people blaming the coaches. It's too easy to blame the coaches. There's some coaches that are idiots. I get it. But I don't think the Eagles are that team. I think they have good coaches. It's interesting, and I haven't seen anything yet. Nick Sirianni was supposed to speak today. I'm checking right. Supposed to speak today at 3:15. I don't think he's spoken yet. It's a Zoom call or whatever it is. It's on. So, but I got to think that they're in the midst of trying to make a trade. Sometimes they hold these things up, and he doesn't come down because in their midst of trying to make a trade. And I can't believe they're going to trade AJ Brown.
He just went live.
Oh, okay. So
the Eagles he just went live right now. Okay. So you think that they're working on something behind the scenes? Because, by the way, so let's get to the news of the day.
I just saw you put out something. I didn't say they should bench.
Take that down because you didn't say bench.
I said he's not the best quarterback on the team right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna reset that after we are
okay. All right.
Hang on, I'm gonna do that because you did correct yourself, and I want to make sure that
I never said bench. I said he's not the best quarterback on the team.
You don't. No, you didn't. All right. So what did you think of the news of Zidarius Smith quitting today?
Maybe he knew he wasn't going to play, and he just wanted to try to get somewhere else. I can't. Because it happened already. That's not the biggest
rusher, Howard.
I know, but that's not their biggest problem. That's not their biggest problem. Here's another thing.
Do you think their biggest problem is quarterback?
Right now, the quarterback is the one that makes it. The quarterback is the most important position on the team. Here's another thing that happened, and I kind of wondered about that. Jalen Hurts, represents the Jordan brand, right? They opened a store in Philadelphia I think it's called Jordan World.
Yes.
Okay. The grand opening was Friday, and I think they scheduled that because the Eagles played on Thursday, so they didn't have a game on Sunday. And, not one teammate was there supporting him. Doesn't that seem a little odd? I'm just throwing
gold nuggets right now.
No, I'm just telling you. Doesn't it seem a little odd that not one of his teammates was there? You get somebody, the 40th player on the team, somebody comes out there and just hanging out, and give him a pair of Jordan shoes or whatever. But I'm a little surprised that no teammate was out there. None that I know of was out there when he was out there for the grand opening.
What does that tell you?
A little.
What does that tell you?
I don't know. Somebody's not. They're not talking to me right now, so it just. I don't know what it tells me. It tells me that none of the teammates were out there. That's what it told me. I'll just leave that for you to digest because you'll blow it up.
I am. I just reposted. I said I just reposted Howard Eskin, folks. So I just wanted to make sure, because we wanted to make sure Howard was taken in context here. So Big Sills put out there on Howard Eskin here. Make sure that video too. Howard Eskin said the best quarterback on the Eagles is Tanner McKee, not Jalen Hurts.
Right now. Right
now. Right now. All right. Yeah. So can this be fixed?
Anything can be fixed. There's always a solution to the problem. And you just got to find the solution. I don't know how it's going to be fixed. Jalen just got to play better. Jalen Hurts has to play better. He has to play better. And AJ obviously is upset because on the which play was it that he was open in the end zone? There was a play, it was a pass, and he was open in the end zone. Now, you're not going to, even the best quarterbacks don't always see all the players that are open. But, I know he gets upset if he's that wide open. I forget which play that was, but he was open in the end zone, and the Eagles it didn't execute on that play. And it just there's things that are going on. The offense has got to get better. I mean, it's just the other team is not going to let you run the ball. And once they do that, they say, hey, listen, Jalen Hurts, he's going to have to pass the ball to beat him. And the Giants, Jackson Dart played his ass off. He really
was
played
incredible. Yeah, and Brian Dable outcoached Vic Fangio.
Again, the defense is not as good as last year, and they have some issues. Obviously, they have some issues on defense because they don't have as many players. But you're always going to lose players once you get to the Super Bowl because you can't afford everybody. You can't afford everybody. So now your young players have to step up, and the Eagles have had pretty good success at young players stepping up. But it's hard every year to have a player step. You lost two good defensive players in Milton Williams and Josh Sweat. You lost two. So I don't know what to tell you, but I think the offense, the Eagles have to get leads to force the other team to do something. The Eagles have to score points, and Jalen Hurts has to play better. I think it's that simple. And the other team is not going to let Saquon Barkley run the football. Whether he was never going to get 2,000 yards again. I mean, that was an unbelievable season, but he's not going to be as successful with the way the teams are playing defensively against the Eagles. So now the quarterback's got to make plays.
Do you think the Eagles are still the best team in the NFC?
Well, that's a tough question because I'm not sure about Washington. Dallas showed who they were by losing that game.
How about Detroit, though?
Oh, you said the NFC. I thought you meant the division.
The NFC.
Okay, the NFC. Detroit, they've got some injuries too. No, I don't think they're the best team in the NFC. I think Detroit is better. I don't know. I can't figure out the Rams. I just can't. I thought at one point that they were better. We'll find out more about Green Bay when the Eagles play them on
the Bucks.
You know what? I was thinking about them today. I think the Bucks are better right now. And the Bucks right now, I'm going to get smothered here in Philadelphia. The Bucks right now have a better quarterback. I mean, Baker Mayfield's a better quarterback, but anybody that disputes that right now is pathetic.
There's not even you know what? There's not even a second place guy right now that's in what this guy's doing. I mean, Howard, there's so many injured guys on that team. He took receivers 4, 5, and 6, and there was no drop off in the talent level of what they were doing against the 49ers. I mean, you're dead on. These are just amazing takes today. Would you bring back?
Yeah, you're going to get me. You're going to get people just go nuts on me now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to explain. I'll explain it and trying to get deeper into this. My next show is Wednesday night, so I'm going to try to explain it. I don't know how I'm going to explain it because you're going to put out crap out there.
You bet I am.
It's going to kill me.
Oh no, you'll be ready to rock by Wednesday. Not that you're not always, but you're ready to rock.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I knew by saying that I was going to
Why
hesitate
do you
in
think
saying it.
Baker's better?
He's got guts to throw. He like Jackson Dart, and I'll get to the Mayfield thing in a second. He threw in the tight windows. He wasn't afraid to throw the football. I think Jalen hesitates in throwing the football. That's one of the reasons I don't think he has intercept. You're going to throw. It's going to be an interception here and there if you take chances. But more than that, I mean, look at Brett Favre, all those interceptions he threw, but he was a winner. Yeah. Because you don't want to turn the ball over. And that's the way the Eagles have, by winning the turnover battle. That's the way they've won games this year. But you got to throw it in the tight windows. You got to have confidence. You got to be there. And to Baker Mayfield, he takes, I don't want to say he takes chances. He's not afraid to make a throw into a tight window. And you've got to do that. That's the way you're going to be successful. That beats the other team up. The other team, it just, they're frustrated. Oh, I got tight coverage, and they still completed the pass. Sometimes you got to make that play, but he's got to recognize that sooner than apparently he's not able to recognize it right now.
Do you believe that the Eagles are I'm not telling you that I think that the Eagles are shopping AJ. I don't believe that. But
no,
I do believe that other teams see what's going on. And why wouldn't you call? Any competent GM would call Howie and go like this. Howie, what's the availability potentially of AJ Brown?
Well, I think teams call about almost everybody.
Absolutely.
Now, you're not going to call Buffalo about Josh Allen. I mean, that would be like,
right.
Don't waste my time.
But I could see Buffalo calling for AJ Brown.
Well, I could see a lot of teams calling for AJ Brown. I would be absolutely shocked if less than 7 or 8 teams have called about AJ Brown. They see what's going on. They know he's a really good receiver. They understand all that. So they're not doing their job if they don't call. Hey, the Eagles say, hey, listen, we want a 2nd-round pick. They probably would ask for a 1st-round pick, and you're not going to get that. Only with 1 year left and $32 million. But you've got to make the call, and the Eagles are going to ask for something ridiculous. And I don't know that I even trade him for a 3rd-round pick right now, because if you straighten it out with the quarterback, I said and I'm telling you, it's not the offensive coordinator. I'm telling you right now, it's the quarterback. So if you straighten it out, you're going to need AJ Brown. You're not going to win with just Smith and Dotson. I mean, that's not going to work. I mean, and Goddard has done a really nice job as tight end, but AJ Brown and Smith make it work. So you've got to ask high, but I would be I'd be shocked if they traded. If you get a 1st-round pick, you say yes, and then you live with it.
So you believe he's not retiring an Eagle?
Who?
AJ Brown.
No, too much cash. You know what? I don't think AJ's a bad guy.
No,
I just think he enjoys the limelight.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like himself being, like 60th in pass receptions in the league.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that. I mean, it's an insult to his talent and his ability. And I think he looks at that. But no, he's not retiring.
Am I correct by deducting then that the that the wide receiver doesn't respect the game of the quarterback that's in Philly? If I take your notes,
I think he's challenged with some of the things that are going on.
Okay.
And I don't think he's the only player on offense that's challenged with these things going on. He's the only guy that opens his mouth. And I don't think he should. Just let that go and just deal with it. But I guess he's frustrated because it's not going to get done. But unless the quarterback plays better, it's not the coaches. It's not the coaches. Unless it gets done, it doesn't matter.
See,
you're gonna.
Wait a minute. This is why this guy here is the freaking king of kings, because he refuses to go down the rabbit hole and he refuses to go down the trap door that I throw open. He just won't do it. And I like the way you walk around the trap door here.
Well, yeah, but
Because you know why? The AJ doesn't respect the game of Hurts. He does.
Well,
he likes him. He likes everything about
he
Philly.
doesn't like the fact that he's not getting
he's
it
limited.
done when he should be. Limited is your word.
Oh.
He is limited. I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you. He's limited.
Should they call BG?
BG
Brandon Graham.
For what?
For depth on the edge.
No, you can't come back and play after you've not played for, he has it. No. I think he really enjoys his life right now. I think he
was forced into retirement by Howie.
Well, they weren't going to give him $5 million. It's not a lot for his position, but in the end, he had less and less snaps. You noticed that last year. He had less and less snaps.
Yeah.
So,
but Howard, when he did,
you don't want a guy to play too. You don't want a guy to play too long, and then he gets hurt, and then that's not fair. That's not fair to him. Usually, players play a year. Not usually. There are players that play a year too long than maybe one less year. And that's the issue. When Brian Dawkins was traded, and I know Brian Dawkins is God to Philadelphia Eagles fans, but when they traded him, he got hurt the next year. Was it Denver they traded him to, right? Was it Denver? I think he went to Denver. He got hurt the next year, and the Eagles still won 11 games that year without him. They didn't go anywhere in the playoffs. I forget how far they did go. But, he got hurt the next year, and sometimes you can see that, okay, the time is now. And I think Brandon knows that. And Brandon, to his credit, is not going to he can make $5 million, walking the street and sticking his hand out. So that's not the issue. And he can always go down there and talk to guys and work with guys and feel like he's a part of it. But no, they can't, and they can't bring him back.
Okay, then hook me here up on this one. Why did Howie Roseman decide to buy off the used car lot in the offseason when it came to replacing players and not go into the new car area to try to get new talent to be able to replace the Milton Williamses, the Josh Sweats? And you know what else too, Howard? I was told that Gardner Johnson was an asshole and that he was going to cause problems in the locker room. I'll tell you what, you got more problems in your locker room right now than you did a year ago. I mean, there's
with
more
Gardner Johnson, you also had to worry about him outside the locker room. That was another issue. You're going to get in trouble
2 years
somewhere.
He was in Philly. You did go to 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it was a nice player, but you had to keep your eye on him all the time.
Okay.
I'm okay with them moving on because they felt they had something. But let me go back to your original question.
Okay.
You said, why didn't they sign the new car or get the new car rather than the pre-owned car? It's not, they're not called used anymore. They're called pre-owned. Just to, correct you in just another little terminology. They're pre-owned. They're not used. All right.
Okay. Why did they pull the car out of the swamp and fix it instead of going and getting a new car?
Because a new car costs more money than a pre-owned.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but if that was the case, they would have kept Milton Williams. And they got a 3rd-round pick for Josh Sweat, I think, in a compensatory pick. So that's still pretty good. But Milton Williams, they would have re-signed him if that's what they wanted to do. But they couldn't afford it. They had to hope that the younger players were going to step up, the guys they drafted. That's why you've got to have good drafts to replace players, because you can't keep everybody. Kansas City won a hell of a game against Detroit. However, they're not the same team they were 2 or 3 years ago. Whether Taylor Swift's at the game or not, they're not the same team. And now Caitlin Clark's got to join the party. Come on, please. Come on, Caitlin. You didn't play half a year. She's got to join the party.
Oh, man, they're all sitting up there drinking and having a good time.
Yeah. Okay,
anyway, I got one for you here. So you got your boy Carson Wentz this weekend, man. I mean,
I know he did a nice job. I don't think Minnesota's announced who's going to start yet on Sunday.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I think McCarthy is eligible to come back.
Yeah, so McCarthy's eligible to come back. Carson Wentz did a nice job. He did do a nice job for Minnesota, but J.J. McCarthy's obviously a better quarterback. The Eagles are favored, and they should be favored, But Minnesota's defense is not chopped liver either. I mean, these teams, it's another tough game, but they've got to win against Minnesota. They've got to win, or I'm telling you, the fans might be standing outside their facility with signs and I don't want to say anything physical because
I know that you're like a pom-pom guy for Nick. I know that because me and Angelo were.
I think he's a good coach. That's
You don't think he's lost the locker room?
Hey, wait a minute. No, I don't think it's him. There's nothing he can do. I don't think it's him. The quarterback's got to play better. I think the quarterback's lost some players. So you think the
quarterback's lost the room? No, wait. I bet that's the quarterback has
lost some players. We already know one.
You think he's lost the huddle?
The who?
The huddle. Offensive huddle.
I can't tell you that, but the things that go on leading up to that. There's probably some questions in there when they come back from a play, and there's some questions. If AJ's wide open and he comes in and say, "Hey, man, I was open," it's just when I do this and I do this, and so those kind of things. But I don't think it's a coach. It's too easy to blame the head coach. I think he's creative. I think. You tell me if you're the head coach what you can do if your quarterback's not playing at the level you need him to play. Tell me what the head coach can do. No, because you can't bench him.
You don't have the quarterback in the building.
Yeah, you can't bench him because then all hell breaks loose in Philadelphia. And then, although I think right now Tanner McKee's a better quarterback, but you can't bench him because then the whole thing just completely blows up. So I don't know what he can do. It's not pom-poms for Nick Sirianni. It's just, hey, listen, their coaches. I'll never forget. And this was a long time ago when Marion Campbell was the head coach. And I got along great with Marion Campbell. I forget, did he replace Vermeil? I think he replaced Vermeil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I said one night on my Sunday night show on television, I said, hey, they got to make a change. This guy's lost the locker room. And Marion came up to me after the Monday news conference. He says, I heard what you said. I said, Marion, I'm telling you, these guys don't respect you anymore. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't know what you can do, but if I see something, and I got along great, he was a wonderful guy, terrific person. But when you see something's wrong, you see something's wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't see it's the head coach where the something is wrong. I don't think it's the offensive coordinator. I'm telling you, it's so easy. It's so easy to blame him. It's just, hey, last year was just one of those years. And mainly, I think, because they could run the football and teams didn't defend and try to stop that. And the offensive line is good, but not as good.
Would this be fair, Howard? Would you say this, that the coordinator and the head coach are confined in a box because of the limitations that the quarterback has, that they're limited in the plays that they can actually call? And that's why there's a ton of go routes. That's why everything's predictable out of the eye set when you put Barkley in the backfield. I mean, there's a great example of it with Kellen Moore. He's throwing the ball 45 times a game now because that's what he wants to do. That's who he is. Win or lose. That's what that coordinator's idea.
He couldn't do that last year. He didn't need to do that.
Because he knew the quarterback was limited and he had Barkley. The team wasn't improved last year offensively. Howie improved the team by adding Barkley. I mean, a year ago, really, Kellen Moore didn't do anything to improve Jalen Hurts as a passer, did he?
Nope. No, I mean, Jalen Hurts had one of those years because everything worked in the running game. It's just, boy, when you look at it, when you say, and you said limited, offensively, the coaches are limited offensively because of the quarterback. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me check that one there. All right, go ahead.
You're going to get my ass. I'm telling you, that guy from the Eagles. And I saw you bury him this week.
Oh yeah. Because you know why? When you're posting out there that, the meeting and all that bullshit meeting that they put out there, like there was an hour and a half meeting, which turned out, according to AJ,
I never saw that. Yeah, well, just
get this. They were like, there was some hour and a half, and
I
then
know.
Jalen was asked, it was teammates being teammates. AJ was asked about it. He goes, we were walking to our cars in the parking lot, and it was three guys saying something, and we walked in. There was no meeting. And the Eagles made it seem like there was some powwow that everyone got things off their chest. That never happened.
No, no, it didn't. It's just the Eagles tried to, and I shouldn't say the Eagles because it's not the organization.
No,
it's one guy that tries to control every single narrative. You can't do that. Just let it roll, let it flow. And when you put something out there, I've talked to a couple of other the PR people around the league. In the world we live in, it only lasts for 24 hours anyway.
Yeah.
It's got a short.
Out of sight, out of mind in 24
hours.
Well,
one guy said it lasts for 24 minutes. And then you move on. Let it go. Let it go. Don't make it up.
Don't opening the scab.
Yeah, right. Don't make it up, and don't deny people the right to be able to do their job and make them seem like they're, what did you do? What do you mean what did I do? I'm just reporting what's going on. So yeah, I feel bad.
Like
I feel bad for certain people there.
Was it like this under Andy?
No. Andy wanted to control it, but Andy's the one that controlled it. But he let it out. I mean, last week, didn't he criticize Patrick?
Called out Mahomes.
Yeah, he called out Mahomes. So he knows once in a while you can do that.
Yeah.
But you got to know who the people are.
Right.
And Patrick Mahomes won't be offended.
Last night.
Yeah, and Mahomes
had a great game.
He won't be offended by that.
Right.
Where some other people may be. So you got to know who your personalities are. But I think it's too much now with the Eagles. I'm telling you, I'll say this. I don't know what Nick Sirianni said today. I'll listen to it after we're done. I'm sure he didn't say anything because he's told not to say anything. Yeah. But on Tuesdays when the coordinators speak, I think they're both very honest. They're not going to come down on a player, but they're going to kind of give you a pretty good idea. This is good. This is not good. Vic Fangio is so honest. I think Kevin Patullo does a really nice job at his news conferences. It's okay. It's okay. You just tell people and, let happen what happen. You're not burying somebody. You're not going to bury somebody. But it's just, I like the Fangio and Kevin Patullo in these conferences.
Me too. How about this one here? How much responsibility, if he gets all the love, how about not responsibility? How about accountability that Howie Roseman takes with not replacing Milton, not replacing all the players? How much accountability? He took a blowtorch to the defense that was number one. I mean, you want to hear this, Howard? That defense a year ago is more accomplished than Gang Green because they ran through the tape. That Gang Green didn't run through a tape. Now, I knew the offense. I know they were limited. The offensive line was limited. The play calling was limited. I got all that. I know that Buddy only cared about that side of the ball. There's more talent in Gang Green. But accomplishment-wise, those guys were number one across the board, and they ended up winning a Super Bowl in an iconic fashion versus an iconic Chiefs team. He takes a blowtorch to that team, and they don't replace the players.
Well, sometimes you can't afford them because all right, and he's got to look down the line. You're going to have to sign Jalen Carter, right?
Okay.
And Drew Rosenhaus is not going to take peanuts.
No.
So you're probably going to have to re-sign. You have to think about re-signing Jordan Davis because this is his last year. You got to think about re-signing Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. So that's four people that are going to cost you a lot more money than you're paying them right now. So, you got to think about that. You're going to say, well, how am I going to fit all these people in if I keep these other people? I understand.
So they mortgaged 2025 for 26 and 27 is what you're saying.
Well, you were hoping that the good pieces that you had would be good enough.
Okay.
Especially when
So that's misevaluation then, right?
What's that?
That's misevaluation then on your current roster.
Well, but you're also looking at the other teams. Is Jaden
Okay.
Daniels going to take a step up? Are they going to be a team that challenge you? You didn't worry about the Giants, and you never worry about the Cowboys because they suck and they have Jerry Jones making all those decisions. And then you live with what the other teams you got to try to live with what the other teams outside your division are going to do. And in the division with the Minnesota, Green Bay, Detroit, they're going to beat each other up too. So maybe you think about that and you say, okay, if the Eagles, if they have the best record in the conference, and if they have the best record in the conference, and there were reasons to think that they could, then they get a bye and they get the home field. And that's so important in the playoffs. So you probably take all those things into consideration. Hey, listen, Howie's made some mistakes. So does everybody.
Yeah.
But right now, I can't blame him for not re-signing Milton Williams and Josh Sweat.
Mike, again, the only problem I have with the Milton thing, so you developed a third-round pick. He's 26 years old. I get the money. Okay, I get it. $26 million, but that's the going rate, Howard, for a really great defensive tackle. And do you see what they're doing? They're 4-2 now, and their defense has been turned around, and he's having an all-pro season up there. And they're going to make the playoffs, the Patriots.
Okay, but they didn't have a quarterback making 50. They didn't have a wide receiver making 32, and they didn't have another wide receiver making 25.
Great take.
So
yes,
between those guys, you're over $100 million.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Because you know what? You
for
can
three players over $100 million.
You can sign a $26 million DT when your quarterback's on a rookie deal.
Yep. And then you kind of figure it out down the line. So you got to take all those things. Hey, listen, I was pretty good at math, but I don't know all the things there, but I know what they have. They have to look down the line. Well, we're going to have to sign this guy. We're going to have to sign this player. And, you can't keep everybody. You just got to hope the young players that are on rookie deals are going to play better. I don't know if they're going to re-sign. I guess if they get a good deal, I think after this season, you can re-sign Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. I think you can. You have the ability to be able to re-sign them because their years aren't up yet.
No.
But to get a better deal by signing.
Cooper doesn't have a fifth-year option. Q does. So they may do something with the fifth year and like they did with Devontae.
Right.
So Cooper doesn't have that because he's a second-round dude.
Yeah.
So, now how about this one with Carter? How much you going to pay Carter based off of what you've seen so far this year where it's been a dud for him? People were talking $40 million, Howard. This in a way helps them in negotiating because he hasn't played well.
Well, not with Drew Rosenhaus.
Fair enough. I know Drew a long time. No way.
I know Drew and I have had our ups and downs. I think we're on the ups right now.
How about this? You know what he used to do at the University of Miami? So Jimmy, he used to come over.
Other than sit in the first row and talk to the players.
Bro, no. He used to come He used to come over to our locker, and he used to come over to our practice at Green Tree. And Jimmy goes, "Get that son of a B out of here! I don't want to see that son." This is when he was trying to break into being an agent. Nobody had gone with him yet. Dennis Erickson was the one where he got Ray Lewis. He got Sean Taylor. He got all the Ed Reeds. He got all them guys, Vince Wilforks. Before you know it, they're all pimping him around. And before you know it, Drew Rosenhaus turns out to be this star. This guy used to walk around with brown paper bags. I thought there were sandwiches in them. But I don't know, man. I think there was something else.
He's interesting. He's
interesting. That's
in the end, he does a good job for his clients.
Excellent job.
And I like Bailey too. I know Bailey.
Yeah, Robert Bailey. Right.
Yeah, I know
former Kane.
Yeah.
What do you think Jeffrey Lurie's thinking of all this right now?
He's not happy. He's not happy. Not happy. He's not happy. What's he? Yeah, but the owner, especially during the season, trades are Band-Aids. If you need one player, Well, the player that's got to get better. You don't need any players if the player you need to get better gets better. So I don't. He can't be a happy guy. Just knowing him, but he doesn't go out there like Jerry Jones. He doesn't go out there like some of the owners, like some other owners. He stays in the background. I think Jeffrey Lurie is one of the nicest, smartest owners in sports. I really do, because once he understands, you hire people to do a job. If they're not doing the job, you move on. You let them do the job, and you don't interfere. Now, he's got say. I think Jeffrey Lurie is the reason, ultimately is the reason Nick Sirianni's the head coach.
Okay, how about this? So to go down your line, okay, who's he not happy with?
Well, can you be happy with the quarterback's play right now?
No.
Okay, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to get, Josh Allen?
No, what I'm going to do is I'm not extending that guy.
Well, he's still got 2 or 3 more years left, right?
He's got a review clause in there in 2 years.
Okay, well, yeah. So in other words, you're going to have to live with this he's got to get better before those 2 years. In those 2 years, he's got to get better. He's got to get better.
He gets benched by the end of the year.
I don't think he gets benched. No, I do not think he gets benched.
You think he's worthy of being benched?
I'm sorry. God, my earpiece. I got a problem.
You're too good, man.
You know what? Is your microphone working?
How?
See that? I see. I didn't hear what you had to say.
Look at this. People are like this. Answer it.
I didn't hear the question.
Oh man, let me bail you out on this one then. How about your boy James?
You've already buried me. What do you mean, fans?
Oh wait, you just wait for 45 minutes from now. Hey, wait.
I'm waiting for another threatening call.
Oh no, don't worry. He'll be on the horn soon. The Maybelline guy or the Max Factor? He worked at like a cosmetic place, but you know this, right? Bob Lang worked at a cosmetic place before he worked with the 49ers.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Well, the reason he and I don't get along, I used to have to go over his head to get to Mr. DeBartolo, and I used to call Eddie, and I go, Mr. D, I need to get Carmen on. Carmen would come on, and he'd call me up, and I'd go, hey, Bob, I'd like to have you do your job, but you just don't. And I was on KNBR at the time. And KGO was putting the games on, thank God. But that's when I was a little bit more that's when I was more of an asshole. And I've kind of calmed myself. I'm more of a pacifist now. Hey, yeah, James Franklin, what'd you make of that thing?
I've said he was a fraud for at least 2 years. Total fraud. I'm surprised they're going to pay him all that money.
$48 million.
But they hope he gets a job. So in college, it's not necessarily offset, but I'm sure the agreement was if you get another job, that money comes off what we owe you. Yeah. But where's he going to get a head coaching job? The guy's a stiff.
Whoa, he's 120 and dude, that guy's got a great
I don't care what he is. He plays high school teams. Against the good teams, he doesn't win.
With you.
His first 3 games were against high school teams this year. So he's got all those wins. Who does he beat? Does he beat the really good? Does he beat the top 10 or top 15 teams? Most of the time, and I mean, the record speaks for itself. Most of the time, he doesn't. He's a good recruiter. He's a phony. He's a con man, but he can't coach a lick. He just can't win big games. He just can't do it.
Okay.
And then his bullshit after the game.
Wait. I want to throw this at you. So this coach was 35-47 versus top 10 teams in his career. Versus top 5 teams, he was 13-33. Do you know who that guy is?
No.
It's Joe Paterno.
Yeah, back then
Now, college was different. It was
Yeah,
independent.
college. Yeah, it was college was different. It really was different. And I don't know. Hey, listen, those
And
people
Penn
at Penn
State played
State.
everybody back with Joe Paul. I mean, every week was a big game.
Yeah, I thought he was. What happened at the end. The fact that he let that stuff go is not good. But I thought he was.
I respect him as a
I
coach, but
I
that thing
respect
there,
him as a coach and as a
yeah,
person, and
yeah,
but
yep,
what he did at the end obviously
yeah,
wasn't good. But yeah, you don't even compare Joe Paterno to James
no,
Franklin. That's just
absolutely not.
that's.
I mean,
I know, but where's James Franklin going to get a head coaching job at a really big school? Where's that going to
no,
happen?
he's going to get a coaching job at like USF, University of South Florida, something like that. He's not going to get a coaching job at Ole Miss
Yeah,
or like places in the SEC. That's not going to happen. But he'll be able to get a coaching job at a place like that because those coaches aren't going to be – you can't hire a guy like that with that resume. One thing you could say about his recruiting, I mean,
yeah. So he'll get
draft.
players. He's got a chance to
Look
be
at a
better
draft.
than.
Look at a
Yeah.
draft. Every year is a Penn State guy, right?
Yep. So it just, but he's not he's a horrible coach, and I'm just surprised that they made the move. I'm surprised because they have $700 million that they're spending in renovations. 700 million. But I said this. I put out a tweet when I put out that he was fired. I says the alumni can expect a letter asking for donations because now they'll lean on the alumni to try to have to pay his buyout. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of the big time alumni, the owner of the Buffalo Bills is a big time Penn State
Pagula.
guy. Yeah, Pagula. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he built didn't he build their
Yeah.
ice skating rink? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And he also owns the Sabres.
yeah. Right.
Hey, by the way, just some news came in. Trey Hendrickson is now day to day all of a sudden. Howie calling up Duke Tobin to go get him some Trey Hendrickson. All of a sudden, Trey Hendrickson, who's been playing okay, is now day to day, and he's now being listed as day to day. He didn't. I saw him play. He didn't look like he was hurt at all. All of a sudden, he's day to day now.
You don't know all these things that are happening. But again, he's got a lot of draft picks. But I don't know that he's willing to give up good draft picks. Multiple, but I don't know about good. And that's what it all is right now. I don't know that teams want to take players. They want to get teams want to get draft picks to try to build themselves back up.
Nick Sirianni said at the presser today, Howard, he was asked if the play calling will change in any way after looking to find solutions during the mini bye. He said, nope.
What does that tell you?
It tells you it's the quarterback. Howard said the worst quarterback right now in Philly's the one starting.
Well, I don't know if he's the worst quarterback because they have a third string guy named Sam Howell, but Tanner McKee right now as we speak is better than Jalen Hurts right now.
One last one here. Wait. One last one. Oh, well, Rob Thompson. Word came down that your boy's being saved. What do you
I mentioned that on Saturday. I heard it. And here's the reason. Again, it comes down to the players, the way the team's constructed. They're a home run or a strikeout. You got to put the ball in play. I mean, you get home runs once in a while, but you got to put the ball in play. How did Seattle win that first game? The guy hit a home run, but you put the ball in play. You made contact. You put the ball in play, and the Phillies don't do that. And the thing is, and it's a shame. Rob Thompson obviously is a baseball guy, but you could put an AI person in the dugout, and the game's managed the same way because it's all done by analytics and computer generated stuff. And if you get rid of him, and he's got 1 year left, get rid of him, then you're going to bring somebody else in, no big name, who's going to have to do the same thing. So how's that going to change? I said Saturday he was coming back.
Okay.
I said
I want to do one thing if I can.
And I'm okay with that.
Gary Cobb. Gary Cobb's in the green room right now. I want to bring Gary Cobb up with Howard here for a second. Do you mind, Howard?
No.
Okay. So let's bring Gary Cobb and G Cobb in here right now if we can.
How you doing, Howard?
Hey, I'm just great, Gary. How are you, brother?
Wait. I got one for you, G Cobb. You ready?
Yeah.
Howard said the best quarterback right now in Philadelphia is not the one starting.
Mm.
What do you make of that?
I know things are stirring up, and they do have a young kid. I mean, I've seen him play. He does do a lot of things well. He should be playing somewhere in the league. Really, the kid is that good. I'll tell you that.
We're talking Tanner McKee.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think he is. He's a young kid with a great arm. He sees things well.
JAKIB, wait, I got another one for you. This is another Howard special. Wait, ready?
He's burying me today. Gary.
Wait, get this.
And I'm just speaking truth.
No,
what I see. It's just
cold. It's cold, Gary. So Friday, Michael Jordan opened up a new store in Philly.
Jordan
and
World.
there was Jalen Hurts, and he was out there celebrating, running around there, doing all that.
Yeah.
What are you making that one teammate showing up at this event?
Well,
but it's a Howard special here.
When you start going into that way, I don't know that he reached out to anybody. Jalen is not necessarily. That's where his, him reaching out to the guys and being so close.
Why does he have to reach out? The players know he's making that. I'm sure.
I'm sure they know. But after that game, I don't think any of them wanted really to be out.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well, then you don't want your quarterback out.
Well, I know I'm not.
Hey,
saying
don't bail out. Don't bail out. There should have been somebody there.
As a player, after that performance, you don't want to be. I don't think anybody wants to be out. Come on, they know the way they played. To have that young Giant team come in there and jump on them like that. If
It's
anything,
not like they had a long trip back. They had a bus trip back.
But to the point, I'll tell you what, if I got my ass kicked, I'm not out having cupcakes and wine the next day. I mean,
I don't think the players wanted to be out. Come on, Howard,
Wait a minute. You support your quarterback. He's my quarterback. He's my quarterback.
I understand
yeah,
that.
even T.O., man. I mean, right? Tony Romo, he's
my quarterback. He's my quarterback.
Hey, now you want to pull up all that stuff.
Wait a minute. I just said it was an observation.
Wait, now I got another one here for you, JAKIB. How long before AJ starts doing push-ups in the driveway?
Right now, the ship is not going in the right direction. There's
really, you think so, huh?
No, it's not. I mean, they were horrible, and see, they were just shocked. Like these weren't the guys they saw on the tape, whatever. They didn't think anything of the Giants. Some of them probably, just come on. How much tape did they look of these guys? They were shocked, just like we all were.
What was your take? What was your takeaway on the Giants' loss?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, they kind of got beat up. I mean, what's his name? Scatterboo, whatever.
Yeah,
he was good enough.
White Hope.
Hey,
Okay.
He was running hard. I got to give him
I got a question.
Yeah.
Put Gary on the spot. Who was the best quarterback on the field in that game?
Oh, now see,
Gary's getting ambushed here.
I'm just a simple question.
Okay. Jackson Dart played better. He played the best football. He played better. Come on, you see the score of the game. Come on. The kid played well. He's a talented young quarterback, and you add into the way they ran the ball, and the fact that come on, they got all their wide receivers hurt, and there's still guys running wide open because come on, I can't say he was throwing against the best. Come on, those corners they put out there. I think that a high school quarterback could have thrown some of those passes. I mean.
Yeah,
I didn't ask you all that. I just asked you who was the better quarterback Thursday night.
That was a strange, it was not a Philadelphia Thursday. Okay.
Oh no, it wasn't. No,
I mean,
I'm not saying Jackson Dart's better than Hurts, not yet. But
you said Tanner McKee is. But go ahead.
Yeah, I said Tanner McKee should start. He's the better quarterback right now.
But. It's the fun part of sports. Things can turn around as much as they did that day. Then you got Quinyon. He goes down. Come on. Quinyon Mitchell goes
Okay.
down out of the
Hey, whoa.
worst time.
Here's another question.
Yeah.
When you play football, you're a tough guy. You guys are tough guys who play football. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Jalen Carter bails out before the game. Okay. Your team just coming off a loss.
That's right.
Quinyon Mitchell has tightness in his hamstring. Come on, man.
Now I understand that, but hamstrings are not something you're going to play with as valuable as he is. The trainers, they're looking at the big picture. They do not want him to have any hamstring problems.
No, I get it. And he's playing for a contract.
And without him, they're not the same team.
Oh, there's no question. I'm just an observation. Just an observation.
If that was bad, everything that could go wrong.
I'm just making observations. I'm just making observations.
When I watch a team like the Bucks go through all those injuries,
yeah,
Baker Mayfield's willing that football team across the finish line. He's playing with wide receivers 4, 5, and 6. I love doing this to G.
I saw that game too. Yeah, I saw that game.
Okay, how come he was able to elevate, and on Thursday Hurts wasn't able to elevate?
Well, in the way that Baker Mayfield has grown, and become the kind of quarterback he's up there among the very best in the league. With the things he does, and have all those guys injured, his receivers are out, and to still be playing the way he is. He has really been amazing, and I probably would say he probably is the most valuable player so far.
So, in other words, he's better than Hurts right now.
Well, right now, right now, I think you'd have to say so. Yes, right now, yes.
Gary, what was your takeaway on Zidarius Smith quitting today?
Well, I was just shocked. Even though, the guy doesn't have attachment to the Eagles, he just came in here, been in how many weeks. So they don't know him, just like I don't know him. And for him to do that, it's just shocking, of course.
I was shocked.
They could use him, but if that's the way he is, it's probably better that he gets on out of here then,
Okay, Gary, I'm going to ask you to comment on something that Cam Newton said. He said, and I think Cam Newton's an idiot, but that's all right. He said it, so I'll just throw it out there. He doesn't think that Jalen Hurts is one of the top 15 quarterbacks in the league.
Now, I would disagree with that.
I'm just asking.
And the reason I say that is, Jalen sometimes with reading coverages, he has, challenges in different areas, but he gives you so much. Not only his arm, but his legs. How many big plays has he made with his legs and everything? So, and you can say what you will, he does find ways to win. So, I'm sorry, I got to give him the nod there. You talk about he's not in the top 15.
Okay, well, let me rephrase it then. You think he's one of the top 15 passers in the game?
Just a pure passer, I don't know that I would say that. I don't know.
No, you wouldn't say that. Is what you said.
Okay.
But Jalen finds ways to win. So, I gotta add it all together. When you talk about a player, you're not just talking about, his ability to just throw the ball, which he can throw the ball. It's just that at times, he's not the best in the whole, passing game. I think I would agree with that.
Your Honor, Eskin, I have another question for G Cobb.
The witness.
I've got another question. Do you believe right
Law
now?
and order. What's that?
Do you believe right now Howard thinks they should bench him?
I didn't say that. I
No,
said he's not the best quarterback on the team. I didn't say they should bench him. It's just.
Sorry. Your Honor,
this is what happens.
I'll take that question back, Your Honor. Do you think they will bench him?
No chance. No.
What do you think the owner thinks what's going on right now?
Well, I think he's very disappointed that, you have those 2 losses, especially to get really embarrassed against the Giants, because that really just sends a signal to the whole division. Come on, everybody in the New York area is dancing. They can't believe it because things were so bad.
Yeah.
And for them to look ahead and say, there's good things in the future. Look they are excited. You better believe. I'm sure that
saved his job, right? That saved Dable and maybe Joe Schoen's job.
Probably. I'm not going to say sure though. I'm not sure of that. But I know that the Giants are excited about their prospects, and I could understand it. And I was impressed. I mean, the fact that they came out. Look how hard they played. They really, and that's something that the Eagles. Come on, you got to show up ready to play, man. I mean, you're in the pros. I don't care what team it is. You can't just show up and you expect they're going to just roll over, because they were shocked at the team that they played against last Thursday. They were shocked because they hadn't seen that team, and to see the young kids, with Jackson Dart and Scatterboo. I mean, and they were shocked, and they got the rest of their team to play hard, and they got problems. They didn't have anybody in the secondary. They should have ate them up there throwing the ball, but they played hard. You got to give them that. They came out and they played hard, and they played well.
Howard was against this, but do you think they should call Brandon Graham and bring BG? He hated the idea. He said, leave him alone, let him. But, I mean, what other options, unless you want to go out and make a deal before November 4th? I mean, plus the leadership might not hurt that room right now.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't. I mean, and I think he's been over there working out, because I know, numerous times I've run into him over there. So he's over there a lot. So it's something, if they want to do that, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they considered it. And it'd probably be good because he has been working out from what I understand. So he would be.
You can't come back in the middle of the year. He hasn't played a down of football in practice. You can't do that.
Well, come on. Zidarius, how much had he played?
Well.
Yeah.
Hey.
He hadn't busted a great.
How about this one, Gary? This week, sounding like the way it's going, the man returns. Carson Wentz. How about if they hang an L on that Eagle team with Wentz as the starting quarterback?
Hey, that's not out of the question. With the corners they have, I mean, their corner play. I mean, those
and the receivers. Hey, did you see? Hey, Howard, do you know who the highest rated cornerback in pro football is right now? Isaiah Rodgers.
I loved Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah, they made a mistake.
Yep. And he's a guy that can catch the football on kickoffs too. How's that?
Yeah, you got to bring that up too, Howard.
Yeah.
I mean, that was it was tough to watch that.
Great guy, and he can play. And he's got speed. I love the speed. Yep.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's one of the fastest players in the league.
Yeah. Yep. I love him.
You know that they're not feeling good about the decisions they made. I mean, goodness. I mean,
are you criticizing Howie?
Well, I mean, nobody's perfect. Howie does a great job, and most of the time I give him credit for doing a great job, but I think they realize they made some mistakes.
Okay, well, I got a question for you then here. So, like, Gary, if I was going to run a Fortune 500 company, would I sign a guy out of college that's never run a company before in my life, or would I hire a training wheels offensive coordinator to coordinate my offense here, who's, by the way, passed over twice?
Yeah.
Okay. And Howard doesn't want to blame the coaches, but as my boy Angelo would say, Bobo Petulo, his situational play calling. I mean, what are you making of?
I can't say he's done
here, one thing to add to that. Nick Sirianni says that Kevin Petula was working on influences of the Eagle offense, particularly on third downs. He says that they feel they found some solutions and are excited for the opportunity to amend them. I like that he found him in week 7.
Well,
quarterback's got to make plays. The quarterback's got
coming in there after they won a Super Bowl. To come in here, you're taking over. It's not the easiest job, and he hasn't done a great job with everything, but he wasn't the biggest issue on Thursday. I mean,
The quarterback.
one of the problems, but wasn't just him. Wasn't just him.
How come everybody in Philly has a tough time with the word Jalen Hurts?
No,
I don't. I
I
told you he's
don't
not
have
the
any-
best quarterback on the
I don't
team.
have any problem. I mean, because see, yeah, he's got his shortcomings. I definitely agree. He's got shortcomings, but he's got a lot of pluses too. So
Yeah.
I can't just
I agree.
look at one and don't look at the other. And you could compare him to people that have skills that he doesn't have, but he's got some skills that some other guys don't have. So you look at the big picture. He's shown you can win with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He had shown that.
But then
he
you have to
does-
get the right coach, Gary, for him, don't you?
I agree. But and I think some of that where he's pressing a little bit there, but they got to go. They're gonna win or lose with him. He's their guy. Changing him or not that ain't happening. It shouldn't happen.
Were you shocked that Jackson Dart and Brian Dable schooled Vic Fangio on Thursday night?
Yeah, I was, because Vic, he didn't have a good night. Early on, he's blitzing him. He's blitzing him when the kid can run. So if you don't get there, he's going to take off with the ball, and you're playing man to man. Everybody's got their back turned. Rather than what I thought he was going to do, which is sit in a lot of zone, and kind of take advantage of him there. Because I think if they'd have sat in some zones, and you still need a pass rush though, but have the guys disciplined with a pass rush. You sit in the zone, I think he would have had some problems, because he might have started pressing, and he would start throwing you the ball, But when you play, you're playing man to man. You're asking for trouble with a guy that can run like he can.
What happened to Reed Junkenship? I mean, the guy is just without a doubt. I mean, he's one of the lowest rated safeties right now in the National Football League. I mean, I'm going to ask you this too, Gary. I was told that Gardner Johnson, Howard didn't like this one. So I'm going to ask you. I was told that Gardner Johnson was an asshole, would cause all these problems. I don't know, man. You got a lot of barking going on in the locker room. When the guy was on the football team, and I know that you weren't okay with him leaving. 2 years he was there. They went to Super Bowls, and they won one. Mm-hmm. The safety play was not very good on Thursday night.
No.
I mean, boy, he has not played well without him there.
Yeah, well, with Blankenship, he's kind of player. He's a smart player. He's a good tackler. And most of the time he knows his limitations, and he usually keeps himself in position where it's not a foot race. He knows that if he's in a foot race with just about everybody out there in the NFL, he's going to lose. So he plays smart, and sometimes people catch him in situations where it's it shows up some of his lack of great athleticism. But all in all, he's a good player though, because he's smart. He helps making sure you got a young secondary, keeps other guys making sure they're in the right place and everything. So, yeah, if it just was athleticism, he's got shortcomings, but he brings a lot because he's kind of like having another coach out there.
So, do you think that Barkley shot?
No.
Well, then what's the problem with the run game?
Well, the problem with the run game is, their line, some of those guys are still hurt,
Okay.
Okay. And
so they don't have the best unit in the league anymore.
Not right now. No. You got some of those guys, they're not full strength. You're talking about, the center, the guard, Lane Dickerson's not in there right now, but he's well, they know he's out and everything. But they're kind of banged up. They got to get healthy. I think that they haven't really been able to find a feel for what they want to get into to get that running game going. And They just haven't been able to.
Gary, 18 carries in the last 2 weeks.
What's that now?
18 carries for Barkley in the last 2 weeks.
Well,
and I think Cam Jurgens is that back surgery he had. He just looked like that thing was more severe than what they reported because
I would agree.
Like
I would agree. Man. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, he's out there. He's not himself. When you have that situation, you got guys trying to play with injuries. Especially when what you were doing was, being bullies, where you're pushing people around. I mean, you got guys 340 pounds, especially, the Giants. Come on,
dude. That was a JV football team.
Hey,
I mean,
go ahead, Howard.
When I see some of those guys, I'm going to make sure I find out where my food is at.
Oh my gosh! All right, hey, can you guys carry it from here? The Flyers play their home opener tonight. Yes. I'm actually going to go to the game.
All right, Howard, I love you, man. Thank you so much for doing this. By the way, solid gold that Jalen Hurts should be benched. Thank you very much.
I didn't say that. I said he's not the best quarterback.
Have a great one at the Flyers game. I appreciate you.
Hey, Howard, did you see Brian Propp? He plays with no shoes.
Oh, you mean
out there at the golf tournament?
I didn't see it. You know who played with no shoes is Jim McMahon. I've played with Jim McMahon.
Hey, Brian Propp, 18 holes, no shoes.
How'd he play?
Barefooted.
Well, that's all right.
He played pretty good.
Yeah. You know what? But that's all right. His feet were warm, so he just wanted to cool them down.
I mean, those Canadian guys, man. He's smiling the whole way, man. Smiling and laughing.
Those Canadian guys.
I say, man, you're amazing, dude. I don't know how you do it, man.
Yeah. You guys are all right.
All right. Howard, thank you, my friend. I'll catch you soon, man.
All right, talk to you later.
Howard.
Make sure you check him out there. Thank you very much. Holy cow. All right, I got another one for you. Should we trade A.J. Brown?
No. I mean, A.J. was wide open on that post route when Jalen threw that out that was picked off. He had a touchdown with A.J. On a post wide open. No, I don't. They shouldn't trade him. He hasn't done anything. I mean, the little nonsense and stuff. But the thing is, they need him, and they've got to just be able to use their players and really be able to let these guys, show their skills. But and they're gonna have a tough time in Minnesota. I mean, Minnesota against the Eagles, against that secondary,
Brian Flores,
against our secondary. I don't see how they're gonna get sleep before the game because, unless they're gonna find some guys somewhere out there. I mean, these guys. I mean, I got some of the worst secondary. The corners. I mean, that was awful, man.
I mean, Keely Ringo does not belong in an Eagle uniform.
Man,
that was just terrible. I mean, hey, Gary, on A.J. Brown, that so-called meeting that never happened.
Yeah.
A.J. was asked the question. He goes, we were walking into the parking lot, and the Eagles were sitting over here telling us that, there was some hour-and-a-half meeting, and then Jalen even said teammates being teammates, and A.J. made it seem like I don't remember any meeting. It was
he did say that he talked to them but he said it wasn't a meeting. It was like, they're walking out to the car. You sit there and they start talking, and they start talking because, of course, all those guys have an investment in this team. I mean, and I would say all of them, they want to win. I mean, and they want to excel. I mean, they're all, great players in their own way. So to be walking out there and they start talking and they end up talking in an hour and then benches a couple hours. I know that's not surprising to me because they care about this team. They know what an important time it is, and so they care about what's going on. Now, unfortunately, is to get bushwhacked the way they did on Thursday night, but I understand. I understand all of that because they didn't expect to see that team that came out there. Those kids play hard. Now you can say what you want. I mean, Scatterboo, he runs, runs hard. I mean, and they got their offensive line going. And football's an emotional sport. You know, I mean, if you come out and then one team's fired up, the other one isn't, then you can end up winning the line. Then you win the battle up front. You win the battle up front. A lot of times we're gonna win the game.
Hey, what'd you make of Dable going into the blue tent, going, get your ass out of that blue tent? Hey, I felt like it was back in my – yeah, dude, I thought it was back in you and my time. What the hell are you doing over there drinking water? Get out there. I was like, what'd you make of that?
Well, it was – he was just he was doing what all that crowd, he'd probably keep his job because of that. All those people up there were going, go in there, get him out of that. Yeah. So – all of the crowd and don't mention all of the fans that were looking at the game on TV. All of New York was telling them to go in there and get him out of there. So, if anything, that's going to win him favor with all of the fans. It probably will help him keep his job. But I'll give the well, I saw him playing in preseason. And I said, oh boy, here we go again. That kid's going to be trouble.
So wait a minute here. I got a comment that I want you to clarify for me.
Yeah.
So Sirianni at the press conference today said that they were able to really dive into the offense after the Thursday night football game and believe that the coaches and all, as we went into a deep dive, we found solutions. Meanwhile, Garofalo said on Rich Eisen that the Eagles gave everybody a getaway weekend for players and coaches to reset, and that all the players
not
were
coaches,
not in the building.
Coaches don't get off that. The
no
players,
way. Yes,
but not coaches. Coaches,
yeah, that guy's misinformed. I agree. I don't ever remember a coach during a regular season getting getaway time.
And they're up there looking at tape. So the coaches were up there looking at tape, and they were looking for answers, seeing what they're doing and everything.
Yeah.
So the coaches are up there, especially after a game like that, and you got a few days off.
Yeah, no way.
They're not going home. You know that. Now, players, they gave the players some time off, but they're up there looking for solutions. You better believe it. And the thing is that the Eagles have, with their receivers, if you get in man-to-man, AJ and Devontae, they're going to get open. They're going to be available to catch the ball. And they're going to present problems for the other team. But, that's why you're expecting people to play a lot of zone against the Eagles, but they got to get things going though. They're
you got 11 of these things left here. Can this be fixed, Gary?
Yeah, it can be fixed. Yeah. I think so.
With help?
Yeah, I think so. But
with help,
a lot of it is going to depend on them, communicating with their players, which is mainly, Jalen and the receivers. So you get, because they're going to have to throw the ball. I mean, I don't see that their line is not healthy enough right now to really pound the ball the way they like to. But I think there's some people there that they might not be putting all the right people in there as the backups, because I think they got some kids over there on the bench that, if it's running the ball, if I could find 5 guys that will fight.
Like the Giants.
Come on. Come on. It's not, you got some big kids that will fight. You could put them in front of Saquon and you can run the ball against most of the teams in the league, So I think that there are solutions. And then with the passing game, Jalen made that mistake with that out, and he went to the wrong guy, and he needs to lean on Jay, like on that play. You think AJ was happy that he didn't see him on the post and everything? So they made some mistakes, things they can avoid, and they win a couple games, and then they'll get back in a groove. But so I think they'll be all right.
Wow. All right, I got to ask you.
I hope they'll be all right.
I got to ask you about James Franklin. $48 million out the door.
Is
Penn State a good job?
Yeah, I think it's a good job. Yeah, I think so. Because you can recruit. If you got good players, you got a good
Jersey, PA and Jersey. Yep.
I just don't think they're getting the most out of them. But they're getting talent. They have talent. I mean, you look at the way the NFL goes over there to get players all the time. So they got good players. The thing is, I didn't see the last game they played. I saw earlier in the year, and they're just not playing up to the level that you want them to. And so I could see why they, I knew it was going to come eventually because, I'm around all these Penn State people.
Oh, I get it. I know.
I knew that I knew that I didn't know that it was going to be that quick, but I knew the machete was somewhere. I was going like, that machete, I knew he wasn't that far off. So.
Oh man, I got that. I got to ask you an SC question.
But you know what? Not, in fairness, the poor guy's got to leave with the $50 million.
And probably
I'm gonna
get
be staying up a night worried about him.
Yeah, no. Hey, so when you played at USC, was the game the biggest game, the Rose Bowl, the UCLA game, or the Notre Dame game?
Well, if most of the time it was
because
Notre Dame.
The Notre Dame game, wasn't that most of the time for the national champion?
Most of the time it was Notre Dame. That's right. Most of the time it was that Notre Dame game. Yep. And a lot of times that was played like it always would alternate with like sometimes like when we came back east, to play in Indiana, it would be like at this time of the season.
Yeah.
But when they came out there, it'd be the last game of the season. It'd be the game before the Rose Bowl. See, so I like the way like SC is playing better. They are playing better. The defense is playing better. So
they got Notre Dame this week.
Yeah, I know. I know that.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying. I mean, that was a big win.
Let everybody know that.
Hey, listen, that had a Rose Bowl feel to it. That last game, and I thought that for the first time, Gary, I thought Southern Cal looked like they were physical in the lines, and I thought they put it to Michigan in that game.
I agree. I was pleased with what I saw. I definitely saw, they looked like they were a lot more aggressive, and if they do that, they can play with anybody because they got some talented kids, but they got to have those guys up front. They got to be playing aggressive, and they got to be, going that this is our turf, and coming in there with an attitude. You got to show up like that because then you win that run game. You win the run game. A lot of times you win the game.
Let me tell you this, man. I mean, I played at a truly great place, but you got a chance to play at a great place in a great barns. So you played at the LA Coliseum. You played in the Rose Bowl. You played at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
God knows where else you played in the Pac-12. I mean, plus you played, if I'm not mistaken, I think USC has their own place too on campus too. So what was your favorite place?
The Memorial Coliseum, where the Rams played it. Yeah. We played at the same place. We played there for years. So, and everything was first class. There's no doubt about it. And you expected to win, and it'd be good to see them regain that.
What was your favorite college stadium to play in?
I like playing in the Rose Bowl, man. That Rose Bowl, boy. Because you come out there, you see people as far as you can see. You see people,
I've been there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It really is nice.
And that big emblem in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Who'd you play in the Rose Bowls?
Playing, Michigan and Ohio State. That's who we were playing. We knew every year that's who we were going to probably be playing.
Did you play against Woody?
One or the other. Michigan or Ohio State, either one.
So you played against Bose and Woody.
That's it.
NBC game, dude. That's it, man. Because again, I wanted to play in that Rose Bowl too, because that was one of my childhood idols was to play in that game. And how many Rose Bowls did you win?
That was the best recruiting they did on me was when they when that Rose Bowl came on the tube. Hey, that was it. But
I'm sold. How many Rose Bowls did you win?
3.
All right, get the hell out of here now. It's time to go. Hey, Gary.
Hey, do they Miami, win? Come on. Hey, Miami, they came in.
No. I'm good. Hey, Gary, do they win against Minnesota on Sunday?
Woo. You know what? I guess I'll find out. Listen, I hope. I mean, It's gonna be a good game. I mean, because you look at the players. I mean, you look at those receivers.
Yeah, Addison,
So
Jefferson.
you're asking me, do I think those corners I saw are going to cover the Vikings?
Addison, and Jefferson.
Come on, Justin Jefferson. Come on, man. You know, if I was coaching, how much sleep do you think I would get?
Oh, not much.
You wouldn't get any sleep. You're going to put those corners we saw last Thursday against Addison and Jefferson
with no pass rush.
With no pass. I mean, just like that game, the offense has got to be going, man. Now they might be able to outscore them, but that's what they're going to have to do, man.
Okay, so Jefferson goes for 250 yards. Is that what you're saying, Sunday?
Kenyon. Come on, man.
Oh, my God.
Kenyon.
I can't wait, Gary. But Philadelphia will be on fire if that happens in Minnesota and Carson Wentz wins.
But the thing is that when you look at this, after you see in those corners, how could you get any sleep? I mean,
okay, I don't know. Gary, this will be interesting. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I will see you next week. Make sure you check out JAKIB and Fox 29 in Philly. I had some tough answers today for him, but he came through it. Thank you, JAKIB.
All right, have a good one.
You got it. Wow. So let me refresh. Refresh. Howard Eskin said that the best quarterback in Philly is on the bench. The quarterback is limited. Okay. I don't know where to begin. I mean, I don't know where to begin with this. I'm going to do that with Eskin and Angelo next week. I'm going to start bringing guys on together there because through everyone, I love uncomfortable. That was wildly entertaining. Howard Eskin said they should bench Jalen Hurts. Whoa, man. And by the way, here was my favorite take. So Jalen Hurts is as Xander said, the face of Jordan. He was at a grand opening for a new Jordan store in Philadelphia for all Philadelphians to show up and buy some sneakers. And not one, this was like draft day. Hey, can you tell me how come no one showed up to your birthday party? How come, buddy? Hey, how come nobody showed up at your birthday party? Are you trying to tell me nobody showed up at the Heisman Trophy winner's birthday party? I'm just asking a question here. Now, one of his teammates, maybe he didn't invite anybody. I don't know. You know, that's what royalty does. You got to get certain invitations from royalty. You get those special invites. You know, world of fancy clothing, wear a crown and shit. Those are for sophisticated folks like Xander Krause and people like that. They would understand that. Me, I'm just a man of the people. I'm a simple man. So without further ado, boy, is there a lot to break down here. Where the hell is start? I got a player quitting today. Okay, wait a minute, man. This is fucking wildly entertaining. I got a legendary talk show host saying they should bench Hurts. I got him also saying that nobody showed up at his celebration. If you guys want to throw supers at us, we will read all of them. I know a bunch of them were going on through that thing. I was laughing my ass off. Without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, our friend, Big Z, Xander Krause.
Oh, man. What is going on, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
Well, we had to do something different, so I thought to cut it to change it up a little bit. We'd add a couple variety takes to the table here, so we get a little G Cobb and we get a little Howard Eskin
Yeah, man.
right
No
there.
doubt,
So
man.
let's start off.
I was all jacked up this morning. I don't know if you caught any of the content. I was fired up this morning. So I've come down a little bit. But I'll tell you what, we got some issues.
What were you the most fired up about?
The whole thing. I mean, I did a whole Xander time after Birds 365, and I'm sounding off on people, Sileo. And then at the very end, as I'm about to leave, somebody puts in the chat, Zidarius Smith just retired. And I'm like, no, he fucking did it. Don't tell me that right now. And then I load it up and I say it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. So then I went live again with John, and we broke it down a little bit, and we talked about it. But I mean, look, you can say whatever you want. I can't speak on Zidarius Smith's personal life, but when you wait till after training camp to sign, those certain players that are able to do that do it for a very specific reason. They do it to ring chase, and they're almost open about it. It's okay. They can help us. That's why Zidarius Smith waited to sign until he did. It's why he chose to sign with the Philadelphia Eagles. And now in week 6, he's just said, this ain't worth it. I don't know why. People can speculate. Maybe it's his family. I get it.
I don't care. I don't care if
you
know why. I want to know why you think that he did.
I think it's because he doesn't think we're going to win a Super Bowl, and he doesn't want to put his body through the rigors. By the way, he's also the number 1 edge rusher.
That's right.
That's different than being the number 3 edge rusher.
Correct.
So his body's going through.
He's not a role player.
Right. He wants to be a bench guy who can come in and make some significant reps. He became the number 1 edge. He doesn't see any sight of Nolan Smith coming back and playing every single game. He probably thinks this ain't worth it, man. I'm going to put my body through hell playing 50 snaps a game. We're probably not going to win a Super Bowl because, look, let's be real. I think every real fan right now knows that we don't look like a Super Bowl team right now. We don't. Anybody who says we do is just being delusional. Now, maybe we could right the ship, sure. But right now, we don't look like that. We don't feel like that. Everything feels a little bit off right now with this team. So, and then offensively, I mean, I think there are glaring issues that people are really struggling to look in the face. And I'm not struggling to look them in the face. I see what they are. I think they're very obvious, especially from a football perspective. And I'm curious to see how they manage it. But I think those conversations need to be had.
What is that? What are the real conversations?
The real conversation are that when Jalen Hurts doesn't have the running game, he's not the quarterback that can take our team and make up for the deficiencies. My point earlier was other quarterbacks, and again, every quarterback is a different skill set, but Jalen's a quarterback that needs good things around him. He needs a great running game to help him, and most young quarterbacks do need a good running game. There are very few quarterbacks who don't need a running game. Last year he had the great defense. Defense already fell apart, in New York. And you saw the first 4 weeks where the defense kind of was one of the biggest reasons you won the game. And it almost looks like that ran out because they're so young, they're so inexperienced, and they're not going to be capable of carrying a team. And I'll put it to you this way. In what fucking world do people live in where they expect more out of the $50 million defense than they do the $250 million offense? It makes no sense. I mean, go and spend your money on anything. When you spend 5x the cost on something, you have greater expectations for it. If I spend $10,000 on a car or $50,000 on a car, you better believe I expect a $50,000 car to have more trinkets and more horsepower and more. I mean, come on, man.
If I'm going to buy a Ferrari, I want it to perform like a Ferrari.
Right. I don't think that's crazy to say. So, look, I think Jalen is a talented player, but I think he's struggling right now with this team because the run game's not working. The offensive line's not the same. The teams are playing him differently, and they're forcing him to be a pocket passer. He can't be a pocket passer. That's not where he thrives. So how do you kickstart this offense? I'm not going to go as far as Howard, but I understand where he's coming from.
You don't think they'll bench him this year?
No, I don't. I don't. One, because I think the pride of this organization, people don't understand it. I was telling people this morning because people don't understand this, and we I almost forgot that we never.
Once they benched once, he never went back in, right?
Once they because they benched him in week 13, I think, week 12 or week 13 of 2020.
He never played again after that.
Jalen
Right?
finished the 4 games.
Okay.
And then Jalen started the next year.
That's right. And Nate Sudfeld had the last game against the Giants, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
So week 11 or week 12.
So that would be a bad sign for Jalen if they ever benched him. So they're not doing that.
Well, remember, from what I'm told or from what my understanding of it is based on reports, the Eagles did kind of want Wentz to still be the starter in 21.
Yeah.
When they hired Nick.
Yeah.
Wentz was done, and Wentz wanted out. Now, look, it worked out. I mean, look, I think Wentz is an extremely talented player when it comes to arm talent and things of that nature. But I don't know. Sometimes things run their course. You know, I'm not going to go and play hindsight 2020 here on what Wentz could have or should have been. But now Jalen became the starter. I mean, the other thing that people don't like to think about is Jalen Hurts led the team to the playoffs in 2020, right? They started 2-5.
Yep.
Gave Shane the reins, took him to the playoffs. They lost to Tom Brady and the Bucs in the playoffs. The Eagles did everything in their power to change the quarterback that year.
They did.
Okay, so Jalen, to his credit, played the way he did in 22 to solidify him as the future of the Eagles.
They offered Wilson a 3-year deal.
Yeah, they offered a boatload for Deshaun Watson.
Right.
They offered as much as the Browns.
That's right.
People won't tell you that. They offered damn near as much as the Browns. Now, they didn't go to that level with the guaranteed. It wasn't fully guaranteed with the Eagles, but they offered a lot, man. And Deshaun wouldn't do it because he's buddies with Jalen, so he didn't want to take Jalen Hurts' spot. So, you know, it is what it is. I think right now, anytime you have a 30th ranked offense and your team loses 2 straight games, all right, this is what's happened in the last 2 weeks. Now, whether people want to act like everything's all right or not, I don't really give a shit. They lost to the Bo Nix-led Broncos. They lost to the Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo-led New York Giants with an awful defense and their best playmaker on offense injured. All right. Zidarius Smith has now hung up the cleats. A.J. Brown has been crying for 2 weeks straight. They're holding meetings inside the locker room. And the head coach is doing damage. I mean, I can't even listen to him anymore. The head coach, he is so.
Because you just know it's not true.
It's so phony. I get it. He's a coach, but it's so phony. But look, the team's right now in a little bit of a free fall. And the solution in my eyes is either be able to run the ball again. Or we're going to struggle. Right? Like, I don't think we're built to be the team that has to win without a run game.
No.
And when is the running game going to get better?
I don't think meetings in a parking lot are going to make it better either.
They're certainly not. I mean, and the offensive line is banged up the way it is. Like, I don't think they're going to. So, look, I don't know. We got tough problems here right now. And again, I don't think people are ready to face them. But some things that you've said where people give you, man, do they give you shit in the moment? And even I've given you shit on some of them. Let's be blunt. I mean, we come on here. That's one of the reasons I love our segment. We go back and forth. We debate. We talk about things. You know, some of the things you said look really true. You said they're not building for 25. They're building for 26. Right now, that looks pretty true. You know, you said that the blowtorch to the defense was going to be a problem. That looks pretty true. You know, you said Jalen Hurts would never win a Super Bowl from the pocket. They're asking him to be from the pocket right now. He's struggling. So, I mean, look, some of the things you brought up, I think are true. And I don't, you know, by the way, have people forgot what sports talk is? Guys, you're talking about sports. We're not, we have no control over the game, over the team, over the offense, over anything.
Bro, if I knew what I was really saying all the time, I'd be picking Powerball numbers.
Exactly.
Not takes here.
Like we're talking sports, but I do think there are some big problems with the Eagles right now. You know, and I'm curious to see how it unfolds.
Do you think A.J. Brown is talking himself and wants out of this situation here?
I think A.J. Brown wants to fucking football, dude. He does. All right. Look around the NFL right now. There are Jackson Smith and Jigba had 170 yards. George Pickens had 165 yards yesterday. These are not better players than A.J. Brown.
Absolutely not.
They're not even in his league. And by the way, this goes back to last year too. I mean, we were looking at the playoff games last year. A.J. Brown had 10 yards in the first playoff game and 14 yards in the second playoff game last year. Like, dude, they're not using them. They don't know how to use them. They can't get them the football. Now, to be fair, A.J. Brown is a perennial whiner. He is. I mean, look, I like him, but he's a perennial whiner. But I get why he's whining. Do I think he should have done it? No. But it is what it is. And I do think it's fair also to wonder, man. I mean, what would this offense look like with just somebody that could throw the rock, man?
You mean like Baker?
Baker, anybody that's a timing thrower. Jalen's not a timing thrower.
His contract is up.
It's so, because I had some dude saying, "Oh, what do you think? Put a backup position is going to work with this offensive line?" I'm like, yeah, because you need a timing thrower. When your offensive line is getting blown off the ball and can't block, the only way to mitigate the pass rush is to get the fucking ball out. Jalen can't get the ball out.
Get this, and he takes sacks.
He takes but forget the sacks for a second. He takes 4.5 seconds to throw the ball, dude. It takes 4 seconds to throw the ball.
That's part of not processing, though. That's part of not processing in the pocket, is taking the sacks and missing throws and overthrows.
By the
All
way,
of that plays into it.
I watched the Sky Cam of the last game on Thursday, and I watched the All-22 this weekend. I've never seen A.J. Brown open so much.
I know.
I mean, he was open every fucking play.
Every fucking play.
Every pass play, he was open.
Everyone.
But they're layered throws. Some of them are tough. They're tight window throws. Look, these defenses are playing zone coverage. When you have zone coverage, you need an accurate quarterback. Why do we always say when we go up against teams like the Rams or quarterbacks like that, we always say these are the quarterbacks who can beat our defense? Because they're accurate timing throwers. They can throw the ball into windows of zone defenses. Jalen's in his second year of struggling against this. He's not great at it. So we don't have the run game right now. We don't have the offensive line right now. The defense is falling apart at the seams because they're not built to be able to handle the burden. How do you kickstart this thing? I don't know.
How about, again, you just laid it all out. It's got to be the OC and the head coach and the situation on how they don't believe. And I've asked you this question 3 or 4 times. They don't believe the guy can make the throws. That's why they don't call the plays.
The unfortunate part of that is that I think the coaching staff has bailed on it too quick. I'm not going to sit here and tell you.
I agree with you.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you Jalen Hurts' number one, skill set is throwing the football.
I will agree with you.
What Jalen does do, and what Jalen does deserve an immense amount of credit for, he works his fucking.
They bailed on it too quick.
All right, he is an effort guy. He does do all the things you want someone to do in work ethic and all of those different things. They've taken the ball completely out of his hands, and this is now what you're left with it, where your run game stops working, and they're struggling to this point. But I don't know, dude. I keep going back to we got beat 34-17 by the Giants.
By the Giants,
dude. Jackson Dart, I like him a lot. Jackson Dart,
he ain't Josh Allen.
No, dude. No, he doesn't have an arm like that. I mean, he throws floaters up there. I mean, we got our ass handed to it. And by the way, who on that fucking Giants defense is good enough in that secondary to take away A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith?
No shit.
Come on, man.
And, dude, by the way, the receivers on the Giants versus the Eagles second-team secondary, how much blame do you give Howie for this?
A lot. Howie are you kidding me? Howie should be fucking roasted right now. Unless he was planning on 26, Howie should be roasted in the smithereens. Every fucking decision this offseason, every one was cost cutting. I got Darius Slay and Isaiah Rodgers, nah, give me Keely Ringo and Dory Jackson. I have Josh Sweat, nah, give me Josh Uche and Azeez Ojulari and Jalix Hunt. I have Gardner Johnson, nah, I'll take Andrew Makuba. I mean, again, but all of the things where he cut cost, this is why, as mad as I am at Howie about that defense, at the end of the day, why are our expectations that the defense would carry more than the offense? I get it. He made some fucking stupid moves. But why did he make the stupid moves? Why, Sills? Why didn't he pay the defense? Why didn't he have the money to pay the defense?
Because he was thinking of 26, 27,
No,
28.
no, no. Simpler answer than that. Why can't we pay the defense last year?
Because you got to pay the offense.
Because we're paying the offense $200 million.
Yeah, you're unbalanced.
So if you let those guys walk, the offense has to carry the weight. They don't.
If Milton Williams and Josh Sweat were offensive players, they'd have been re-signed.
So we're the 30th ranked offense in football, dude.
I know.
Dude, we're the 30th ranked offense in football.
$200 million.
Think about that. The most
As a matter of fact, think about that. I would say this to you.
It's the most.
I'm actually okay where the defense is for the money you're spending.
That's what I mean. Again, the defense don't look great, but I'm okay. I mean, when
Right.
you said 50 million, all right, it's about middle of the pack.
50 million and you're 4-2.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Right?
It's crazy. And that's where it's like, look, I know people just want to hear Jalen Hurts glaze all the time. I get it. At the end of the day, though, at what point do you hold accountable the quarterback, the players on the football field? You know, like it's
The
not
play
it's all,
caller. The
dude,
head
Kellen
coach.
Moore. Everybody tells me Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, the 31st ranked passing offense too, man. Did he blow too? He's got Spencer Rattler thrown for 300 yards.
Yeah. And winning
And
games.
what's the common denominator? The common denominator is Jalen Hurts. It's okay. Let's just be real about it for a second. Jalen's a great player. Jalen has great moments. Jalen has the it factor in certain spots. You know, 2 Super Bowls, he's played great. Now, there were 2 playoff games last year he played like dog shit, but nobody wants to talk about that. So those are big moments too where he didn't show up. But he is what he is. He's a limited quarterback who can't make up for everything else. Other quarterbacks can, or at least are more equipped to.
Bro,
You know, Jalen's not.
I watched a guy yesterday in Baker Mayfield take a football team that had nothing on it
He's
and
balling.
just carry it on his back. 3 linemen out, wide receivers 4, 5, and 6, and just fucking win a ball game. Can you imagine? How do you think Jalen Hurts would play if A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, and Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata were out? How do you think he'd do?
Who?
Hurts.
Jalen? Oh, he would do terrible.
Mayfield wins those games. Bro,
Yeah, babe. Jalen.
he is just carrying a team.
Look, Baker Mayfield's a great player.
He's grown into that role now. I think the adversity. I'm just saying to you, man. I mean, I am stunned because I thought the guy was a brat. I think he was an asshole. But boy, I mean, I can't believe what I'm watching. And when I watch Jalen, one of the things that I've told people, the limited and how limited he is. When you run a limited offense, he excels in it. That's why the RPO is so good for him.
Yeah, but dude, we don't. Yeah, I don't. You know, well, the more we talk about this, the more people are going to get pissed off at me. It is what it is. We run all shotgun. Load. I don't know if anybody knows what. And again, I'm not going to profess to be the expert on this, but my thought process would be NFL playbooks and offenses have about 85% of things that aren't shotgun.
Can I tell you why?
Wait, though, real quick. How many times do you hear our offense is limited? Our offense doesn't have good route concepts. Our offense doesn't do this. Why is our offense so predictable? Dude, we run only shotgun. They won't put Jalen on. It's pistol and shotgun. That's it.
Hey,
I mean, you know what I'm saying, though? It's like,
yeah,
oh,
I'm going to tell you what that means.
limited. Yeah, no fucking shit.
You know what that means? When you're a defensive football player and your OC comes into the room and they run out of shotgun 100% of the time, you know what defensive football players automatically say? Well, he needs to be back there to process the field because he can't read it and he has troubles reading defensive schemes. That's why you put him back there. That's why you put him back there like that.
Well, again, he struggles against zone. Teams have identified it. They bring sim pressure because that throws him off.
Right.
Pre-snap, sim pressure, easy. Throw him off pre-snap, and then drop into his zone coverage when they're in the passing downs. And the other thing that's compounding this is the run game because they're not getting yards on first down and second down.
They're not
So
winning
they're in
first
all,
and second
right,
down.
all second and third. They're all in long situations, third and long, second and long. So the defenses know exactly what they're trying to do. They do them. Send pressure, drop back into his own coverage, make Hurts beat you, and you watch him in the pocket for 5 seconds. It's the same fucking thing over and over again. I mean, we watch the same thing over and over again.
Do you think this gets better or worse?
I think it has a chance to get better. I mean, if people get healthy, but that's assuming people get healthy. Like, how am I going to assume that Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens are going to get more healthy in the middle of the season? I mean, the defense could find their footing more. Rookie players could maybe, get more experience. The defense, I think, has a chance to be better, but I don't think you can dude, Vic Fangio, it's like, I was doing this morning. Abracadabra. Like, dude, he doesn't have a wand, bro.
No.
Think about it. So, wait, think about this. You ready for that? You're about to lose your shit. We're going to have Josh Uche, Jalex Hunt, Adoree Jackson, and Keely Ringo as 4 out of 11 starters this weekend.
You're going to get beat by Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm worried about that too.
Dude,
I think Cobb was right about it. It's more about the corners, man. Who the hell is going to cover
who's
it?
covering Jefferson?
And Wentz Wentz will put that ball in a tight window. One thing Wentz going to do, he might give
Addison's good too.
He's going to throw the ball. He's going to throw the ball.
Let me see where Addison is right now. Dude, the tight end is good too, right? Don't they have a really good tight end?
One thing. It says, this guy says, Andrew, just say, you want to get rid of our Super Bowl MVP. No, I didn't say that.
No.
And I have not said that. And you're putting words in my mouth. Right now, the 2025 Eagles are struggling for a very specific reason. Jalen is not technically suited to fix that problem.
No.
I'm not saying bench the guy. I'm not saying I don't want him anymore.
No.
And I'm not taking away the credit he deserves for the Super Bowl.
That's
but
right.
at the end of the day, Roll Philly, his skill set doesn't put us in a position. Dude, we just got beat by the New York Giants. You need me to explain it to you? We just got beat by the New York Giants on Thursday Night Football.
Ask yourself how you think you've played for 24 quarters. Some people just are looking at the record and they're not looking how you've played for 24 quarters. How have you played? Ask yourself that. How well do you think you've played?
Yeah, nobody knows yet on Q. I mean, we're not going to find anything after that on Wednesday, but we'll see. I mean, it doesn't look good. He missed the whole game on a hamstring, and you know how hamstrings are, especially with a cornerback who literally makes their run money on.
So who are the corners going to be against Addison and Jefferson?
Who do you think? Ringo and Jackson. Ja'Cory Bennett's on IR. And
you're down an edge?
Zidarius Smith, we're down an edge. We're more than down an edge. He's been in Cancun in October.
Wow, is this game going to be – okay, so if Wentz wins that game on Sunday.
And who wins the game?
Wentz.
Yeah, we're close to – I mean, this is look, I love Philadelphia, but this is one of the things with this city. Like, you're going to get to a point where combustion happens.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And look, we are a great, passionate city. I'm not knocking the fans. I think the organization and the team should be able to block it out. But again, we talk about the PR staff. We talk about the owner. They care about this shit too much, and they give it life inside the locker room. If the PR staff has to call JAKIB Sports and say, if Dan Sileo criticized our GM again, we're going to report him for anti-Semitism to the ADL, that gives life to it inside the organization, that they have to listen to it too, that they have to care about it too. Why do you think A.J. Brown comes out every week and clarifies his comments? Because they give a shit about what we're saying.
Absolutely.
So if they lose again this week, we're going into combustion mode. Let's be real. And that might create a little bit of a spiral that's hard to stop. So they got to win the game. But yeah, no, people don't know that. I'm openly saying that. The Eagles try and blackball JAKIB. It's one of the reasons that I love doing what we do, because they've tried to completely blackball us. The funniest thing is there used to be this suit, and I'll wait until it's cleared up to speak more about it. But Odyssey pays the Eagles $10 million a year. Ready for this little conspiracy? Odyssey pays the Eagles $10 million a year. Odyssey owns 94 WIP. They pay the Eagles for rights to the Eagles to be the official broadcast provider of the Eagles for $10 million a year. We get a call a couple years ago. They want us to fire Sileo. We're going to report him for anti-Semitism because he doesn't like Howie Roseman, all these different things. We say, yo, fuck you, kick rocks. Hang up. Then we get a six-figure lawsuit to JAKIB Sports from from the parent company Odyssey. Anybody want to put that math together?
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, that's why I can't believe the
No,
balls.
people don't understand how much they care.
Oh.
The whole point being, though, the outside perception that they care about is to know there's no bounds.
You understand what they're saying,
There's
folks?
no bounds.
What he's telling you is because they wouldn't shut me up. They came at them with a lawsuit, and then there
will be much more clarity.
Yeah,
on that.
I won't.
I'm not going to speak on it yet because it's still ongoing. But when that gets clarified,
yeah,
if you think I'm going to leak now, wait till that gets clarified because I'm going to fucking unleash on all these clowns, every last one of them.
Just because we happen to have an opinion, all of us here on Sports Talk. But see, it all matters. Like that meeting that never happened.
Yeah,
or all the things. Bro.
They got their own problems to fix. They should maybe worry about their own grass in Philadelphia. But whatever.
So you think this could get fixed with health?
Well, I think if the offensive line gets better and you can start to play the Eagles brand of football again, which is ground and pound,
yes,
then you're going to be in a much better spot. But at the end of the day, I've never seen the Eagles in 2 years, even with the losses, really in the Jalen Hurts era, I've never seen us get beat physically like we did on Thursday night. They beat Cam Scadaboo said, fuck you guys.
Yep.
Jackson Dart said, fuck you guys. Boom. I've never seen it. And they made us submit. Guys were quitting fourth quarter on the sideline. I've never seen that.
Why are people like upset to say that they quit? I mean,
they did quit. I mean,
they did quit. People don't want to.
They quit.
They quit.
Now, some people will say, "Oh, they obviously couldn't come back." Okay, whatever.
Let's read. We got a bunch of supers. There were a lot of them going on during Howard.
Oh yeah, we'll get it. By the way, that was a hilarious segment.
Hey,
that was a hilarious.
What's it? How about this? I mean, Howard went all in. You may not agree with it, dude, but he thinks the whole thing is the quarterback. It's not the coordinator. Wait, I didn't ask you about Patullo. What do you make of him?
I mean, I don't think he's doing a good job.
I don't either. I think he's
involved in it too. What does he look? And I'm not the kind of guy that's blaming it all on him. But what does he add?
Nothing.
What has he added to this team? What has he added to the offense? What has he added to A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, the offensive line, Jalen Hurts? What has he added? I legitimately see nothing other than that we look worse every week. Every week it gets a little bit uglier.
It is.
So he's done nothing. He doesn't do shit.
All right, let's get to the supers. We got a bunch of them. Guys, thank you very much. And please hit the like button. We appreciate all of you here on this Football Monday. Thank you, guys. I can't thank you enough, man. You guys were firing them at me left and right, and you guys were great.
Big Marsh, he says, damn, Xander, real talk. How are you even a fan that's jacked up, bro? It's all good, Big Marsh. I won't let them take it. At the end of the day, owners change, coaches change, coordinators change, quarterbacks change, players change. Everybody changes. All right? I'm going to stay the same.
Xander, the only people that are Eagles are the fans and the players. Yep. Always remember that.
Vincent says, have Hurts read defenses from gun, but run the actual play from under center. I don't think he likes going under center.
The only reason that you're in shotgun is because the quarterback prefers it. There's no other reason. It's not the coordinator preferring it. It's the quarterback prefers it. I mean, they set that way for him so he can process the information, and he still struggles. I'm telling you, you can.
Kevin Patullo, Jalen Hurts, blame split. What is it for you?
Oh, 70-30 Hurts.
On Hurts more?
Yeah,
I think
he's got to execute.
Yeah, I think I'm in that room too.
And how about this one here, Xander? Well, we don't know what Patullo's being told to coach him on.
Yeah, right. Jay the Legend says Howard saying Tanner McKee is better than Jalen Hurts, who is a two-time
not what he
Pro
said.
Bowler and Super Bowl MVP, is blasphemy.
That's
Howard
not
needs
what he said.
FCFU.
That's not what he said. He said he's a better passer in the passing game than him.
Jay the Legend, let me ask you a question. If the Eagles can't run the ball better than they have through the first 6 weeks of the year this year, is Jalen Hurts equipped to lead the offense to success?
Never happened.
If they run the ball 3.5 yards a carry like they have
No
through
way.
6 weeks,
They'll win 9 games.
it's an honest question. I'm not trying to put
It
people in
totally.
the corner. It's an honest question.
It's a
And if
9-win
you
team.
believe that Hurts has that skill set, that's fine. I mean, I think he's shown at times where he doesn't really have that skill set, but it is what it is.
Okay, they're a 9-win team if they have to throw the ball.
All right, here's William. William sent a couple. My bad,
Thank
William.
you, brother. Thank you.
Yo, didn't the owner say something about making the fullback relevant again back in the offseason? What
Hey,
happened
he
to
got
that?
hurt.
He got hurt. Where's Blasting game? He won with us. Wouldn't that help with the run game? Don't tell me Van Sumeren. It was Van Sumeren. He
It
got
was.
hurt. Yeah, it was Van Sumeren.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, when he got hurt, I think that blew that plan up. They had to pivot. Yes.
Yeah. William, thanks for the $20, bro. I think he sent
Yeah, man.
another
Thank you,
$20.
bro.
He did, and we didn't get to it. He said,
Oh,
I don't want any outside help. We not only lost talent, we lost team leaders. We have so many young players. I want to know through this adversity who stands up. It's our mess to fix. What better way than to know who you
that's
are?
a great take. You know, sometimes through adversity, you find true leaders. That's right. You know what? Maybe AJ is the one standing up. Maybe he is the true leader. He surely is the only.
Is the offense good enough?
Is this at least fair about him? At least he's telling the truth.
Well, here's my problem with AJ. All right, and it's a very complex thought process for me because of I know how the Eagles are inside the building. People don't not always know that, and that's okay. I know because I get calls from Bob Lang. I know because John's in the building. I know because I've talked to many of the people who are in the building. AJ, a lot of people say, all right, even if you have the problems, you shouldn't go outside to the media. And I hear that point. But what that neglects a little bit is how easy is it for AJ to keep it in-house and get actual change or actually be heard?
That's what he's frustrated on.
Right. Because they're some motherfuckers, man. They are. They think
So
they're.
were you
they
okay
think
with
they know
Tua
all.
putting his team on blast after the game on Sunday?
Well, I think that's a way different situation.
How so? Was a quarterback calling his team out for being leaderless?
Well,
I mean,
that was more of an
you are 1-5, so you're going to get.
That was also an indictment on himself, though.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
AJ didn't say we're leaderless. AJ said we suck ass at offense.
Yeah.
And wait. By the way, we're 30th in offense. So is AJ wrong? I don't know.
No,
All right?
no, baby. He, like I said, he's the
Well,
only
I mean,
guy.
I don't think Tua's the same situation. Tua called
Bro.
himself.
He's the only one telling the truth.
Yeah, Tua called himself out. Not good from Tua. Do Bama QBs just suck? Well, they've never been known for that in the past, Big Drag. Certainly Saban wasn't. All right.
I'll tell you what. I thought that Mac Jones, I know those 2 picks cost him the game. He still threw for 350 yards in that game. He can fucking ball, dude.
Go ask Devontae Smith what he thinks of Mac Jones.
Hey, he is a good player, dude.
There's in Alabama's new $350 million Malmore facility on their campus.
Named after the former AD.
I encourage everybody to go and watch the video on YouTube that Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. did on that facility. There's a huge setup in there. There's only 4 Alabama Heisman Trophy winners, and Devontae Smith is one of them. You don't win a Heisman Trophy as a wide receiver with a shoddy quarterback.
Let me say this to you. Mal Moore is one of the greatest ADs to ever live.
Yeah, he is. No, I know you are. I know you're trolling me, but no, they haven't been great. Marzan says that's a lie. Tampa Bay also whoops us like that. Physically, you mean? They did last year. It's true.
Vita Vea is just playing out of his ass right now, too, boy. Dude, that team, I told everyone, on October 13th, they're not a Super Bowl team. But when they get all their dudes back, they're going to be fucking a tough team to handle. They're beating teams with Tez Johnson.
Dude, that was a great catch. End zone. That was a hell of a
He
catch.
had one in the game for 45 yards, and Baker found him streaking across the middle.
I saw
That
something.
would be like Jahan Dotson having that. And that would be like your other wide receivers stepping up that were your 4, 5, and 6s. Crazy, man.
I saw some Saints fan like the Tampa Bay's 10th receiver is better than our best. I mean, seriously, they were out without Godwin, without Mike Evans. Abuka went out. I mean, they're like
no,
they
but
got-
Irvin.
no, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Kimberly says the league caught up and figured out our run game.
You mean
Well,
they also figured out Hurts too?
Well, without the run game, it hurts us a
That's
lot.
right.
You know, it
It's
struggles
limited.
a lot more. Right.
That's right.
JD3 says, is Jefferson plus 150 yards a lock this week? Ringo and Jackson better win me some money if they can't win matchups. I'm not a betting man, so I can't tell you, but Jefferson plus 150 is a little rich. I'd take him plus 100 if you're taking.
Yeah. I'd take him plus 90, both of them.
Yeah, 150.
I don't know about Madison, but I would say Jefferson's going.
Addison's a pretty good player.
He is, and he's
I know
missing
he
time
was
and
just-
he's back.
That dude can play. All right.
Okay.
JD3, appreciate it. Freddie, what's up, Freddie? Do you think Smith was going to be a part of a trade so he retired? I saw
No.
that. I don't think so.
Why?
Yeah, why'd they sign him? They signed him in
Right.
week 1 to trade him in
Right.
week 7?
Why? Because they're going to trade him to the Tennessee Titans. He said, "Fuck it."
I don't think that happened.
You can get traded, and then he could have retired in Tennessee. No, you don't have to. You don't have to play.
Yeah, I don't think that's the setup. JD said the Glazers have cried for 3 straight hours. LMAO. The Jalen Glazers, yeah, they're crying. This segment's pure gold. They're talking about your Howard and Cobb segment. Jay Fizzle, where is the production of everything the organization preaches? I don't know. Jay Fizzle, you were supposed to reach out to me. I owe you a Jacob hat. You never reached out to me. If you're still here, email me.
That's
Michael
a good
Ra-
question. That's a good question for you. What do you make of Nick and how he's handling everything?
I mean, he doesn't call offense. He doesn't call plays. He doesn't call defense. Nick is the culture guy. A.J. Brown's lashing out. Zidarius Smith is retiring after 5 weeks with the team. Nobody knows how to lead or who to lead. That's why AJ's going to the media. I mean, what exactly is Nick Sirianni? Like, if culture is your thing, if tough, detailed together is your thing, and it falls apart 8 months after winning a Super Bowl, I mean, what value do you bring to me?
Okay, right.
All right, AJ's not lashing out, but he's soft lashing out. I mean, I'll be fair. You're right. He's not lashing out, but
I'll tell you what, he's speaking his mind.
yeah, I mean, a couple weeks in a row, it tweets,
Remember,
meetings.
hey, this is not going to end. This is not going to end. This is going to go the whole dude. He waited until that Super Bowl was, get this, he waited for the Super Bowl. Then he waited for this year to begin. He's not going to go through another season like he went through a year ago, not having the football thrown to him. This is not going to go down like that.
Is what it is, man. Passive aggressive is a better word for it. There you go. Which is feminine in nature. Yeah, you think? Michael says, if I see another game, Jalen playing like Stevie Wonder, it'll be time to bench his ass. Let McKee show him how to throw the ball. I'm sick of it. I think a lot of people are starting to feel that because, I mean, the team is still built to succeed even with the problems that we have. And the reason they're not succeeding is because they're not able to rely on the talented players that they're paying a lot of money to. You know, a lot of people get very upset when we talk about Hurts, and it's like, guys, I'm not up here to bash Jalen Hurts. I'm up here to talk about the Eagles. Right now, the offensive line is struggling. The running game is struggling. The defense is young and new, and they're struggling to be as dominant as they were a year ago.
I got an update.
Your answer, though, Sills, is use the $60 million of
Hey.
receivers.
I've got an update for you. I found out where his teammates were on the Jalen Hurts.
That's a bad take by you. I'm sorry.
Wait. They were at Tanner McKee's
Wait a
house.
second, though. You're
I
my
didn't have that.
teammate.
That wasn't my take.
You're my teammate.
Wait,
If
that
I
wasn't my
don't pay,
take.
his teammates aren't getting money from
That
Jordan.
wasn't my take. That was
Right.
Howard's.
It was a shitty take by Howard. It was a shit. He was funny today. That was a shitty take. No, you shouldn't expect teammates to show up at a Jordan event for Jalen Hurts. Come on. Jordan's paying him millions of dollars.
If I got my
If I
ass
don't
kicked,
pay you, if I don't pay you my right arm and a leg, I
Hey.
can't get you out of the Dan cave.
listen.
I don't knock you for it. I don't hate you for it.
Hey.
It's just the nature of the beast.
If I played like shit on a Thursday night, I wouldn't pick the phone up.
Exactly.
I'm not fucking showing up at some guy's place. I got a guy going, they were over at fucking Tanner McKee's house.
Yeah. Keller's right about this, though. He became the number one guy, and he didn't want to be that. Too hard on his body. He didn't want to be that, and he doesn't think we're going to win it.
Think about all the incentives you're blowing up too, man. I mean,
$1 million.
no
I don't know
shit.
I don't know how that works. Like, what does he end up getting?
He'll get his base, and the incentives won't come with it, and he'll be prorated for the amount of games that he played. Or no, because he's a vet, that money's now when him retiring, I don't know. I'll have to check the NFLPA because he retired. I don't know how they're just going to prorate that because that's his call. The Eagles didn't fire him. Now, if the Eagles had cut him, they're on the hook for all that money. But if you retire, I think it's a prorated salary. Why would the Eagles be on the hook for somebody who called it a career and quit? They're not on the hook for that. I don't
The
believe.
meeting with them fixing a flat. Bob grabbed his binoculars to watch the meeting. Bob's a bitch. Bob Lang is a certified bitch. And I know nobody else wants to say it. Guess what? The most beautiful part about JAKIB building and growing without any ties to the Eagles is that they can't put a muzzle on me, and they never will. Bob Lang is a bitch. And you can tell him I said it. Jay the Legend said, I believe Jalen Hurts can beat teams with his arm. It's 28-25 pass run ratio like the Super Bowl to keep him balanced, not 35 times a game. Jay, let me just point you to something.
That's so not true.
Wait, though. Jay, I don't hate your take. You're forgetting what else Jalen had in the Super Bowl. Jalen played awesome. He did. He played phenomenal. He truly did. He played phenomenal. He also had a first half interception that didn't matter at all because the defense didn't allow the Chiefs to get past midfield for 10 drives. Now, Jay, I'm sure you watch enough football to realize how insane that is. A defense, I'll say it again, a defense that didn't allow Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid's offense to get past midfield for 10 straight drives. Think about that, Jay. If you don't have that, what does that look like?
He'll never be able to carry a football team on his back for an extended period of time. Okay, 22 was the best version of Hurts. It was. And they have never gone back to that. And when he plays like that, he's electric. But they don't want him playing like that. And they're throwing the ball again, which I think is a classic mistake. That guy needs to have, I think he needs to run the ball more. I think he needs to be more involved in the run game. Because, and get this, you see this fucking dickhead here? Calls bullshit, right? Well, if they believed it, M. Reyes, why aren't they doing it? He says that my take is bullshit, and yet the coaches don't do it. So then you're calling your own coaching staff bullshit. Okay, well, that's reality. Your coaches don't believe it, or they would do it. I mean, bullshit on what? Okay, whatever. Did we get him?
Oh, Pumper, I got one more. Pumper says, we blame everything and everyone but number one. He's been the issue for years. Y'all keep glossing over this, but Tanner has this team 6-0. Stop lying to yourself.
But they were able to adjust around the limitations that he has. They were able to coach around it.
My only problem with like
it was your own line being healthy.
I know the Tanner McKee stuff is like we haven't seen the guy play like
I'm not putting Tanner McKee in.
I mean, there are people who think he's
Oh yeah,
okay. But look, Tanner is a pocket guy.
He is a better passer than Jalen.
Oh, definitely. But that's how he's made his. That's how he got. That's how he got to the league.
Yes.
So I get it. I get the thought process of, if you need a passer to get the offense going, is Tanner more equipped to do that? Probably, yeah, he is.
If
But that doesn't mean he's gonna go
with a limited run game.
Yeah, and with an offensive line that's not holding up like it once did.
'Cause
Although I'll say this, because everybody's been ripping this O-line, and I agree the O-line hasn't been great. The O-line has been much worse in run blocking than pass blocking. There's clips that Brian Baldinger, remember on Friday we talked about all these film guys, and the film guys I like are guys like that. Brian Baldinger, that the what's the guy's name from Inside the Birds? What's that? Dang, I'm blanking on his name right now. Can't think of his name. He's big. It's a brain fart by me. Him, any football guys like that though, and Brian Baldinger broke down, several pass plays from the Giants game where Jalen had 4 or 5 seconds. And that's an eternity for an NFL quarterback against his own defense.
I didn't think the O-line did that horrible in the pass protection.
Thank you. Adam Kaplan is what it is. Tony, appreciate that, man.
Yeah, Adam Kaplan. I know the name.
It's Adam Kaplan. And Greg Cosell. Greg Cosell. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So it is what it is. I mean,
you think this gets resolved this week? Or how about this? It gets put back on the right track.
I mean, I think I still think this team is so immensely talented, especially offensively. It's almost built the wrong way right now, because if they can't run and block super well, I'm not even talking about good. I'm talking about like historic. They seem to really struggle offensively. So it's gonna be, look, they got to climb themselves out of this. They got to have some introspection and figure out what the right way to go about it is. They've been a successful team for the last couple of years. I'm not about to say they're not going to be successful this year, but the problems are bigger than the people on social media who say relax or 4-2, or BJ's dumbass in this chat who we're not going to pull up anymore on the screen. I'm so sick of that guy. I know we love trolls. Believe me, I like when people are here to disagree. That dude is so stupid.
Oh my God. I get it. Or like my boy M. Reyes here with the great Reuben Frank, who wants to put Nick in the Hall of Fame, and yet Nick
I was ripping Reyes this morning to high heavens, but I like him. He's not.
I don't too. He's got there's some casual takes in there by him, but the guy's a knee pad wearer.
He's a knee pad guy. He's a knee pad guy.
Yeah, he's a knee pad guy.
I've never been that type of fan. I'm not that type of fan.
No, because if you look, my objective here is to always tell it like how I see it, not how you see it. Okay. And if you don't like how I see the game, then that's a you factor. So that's how I see it. And you may see it completely different. And I've had different experiences than you, and you may have different ones than me. But that's what
what do you think of the game tonight?
What?
What do you think of the 2 games tonight? Bills at Falcons and Commander. Is it at Chicago or in Washington?
It's in Washington.
So you got Bears, Washington. That's 2 NFC teams there. Okay,
how about this here? Falcons at home. Falcons are sitting at 2-2 right now.
I'm not a big fan of the Falcons or their quarterback.
I'll tell you this: if that Falcon team drops this, that means the Bucs are up 2 on them with a win already against them. So that means on the NFC South that they're going to have a commanding lead. I think the Bills go in there on turf and they win that football game. I do think they'll put up much of a fight in there. I do. I'm with you. I'm not a Michael Penix guy. The Commanders, this could be an interesting game because what Caleb Williams shows up. I do think, by the way, I told you guys that I'm picking the Commanders to win the East. They win this game. They're tied with the Eagles at 4-2. With 2 games still to be played between the 2 teams later in the year. So I got the Commanders in this game, and Jaden Daniels is playing in this ball game. Washington's favored by 5.5. It's all going to come down to what Caleb Williams shows up. If good Caleb Williams shows up, this will be a back-and-forth football game. If the bad Caleb Williams shows up, I think the Commanders could take it, and I think they can win comfortably this football game in D.C.
That's pretty much Bears football right now. I mean, if the quarterback shows up.
It's the quarterback right now.
I liked them more than most in the offseason. I also liked the Cowboys more than most. I'm an Eagles fan. I mean, they get mad at me every time I talk about the Cowboys. I don't really give a shit, though. I mean, I think Dak Prescott's – he's probably the best quarterback in football right now. I'm just going off the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Tremendous year.
top 5 right now.
Top
the way
5.
he's playing. He is.
Just
You know.
great football right now. No doubt. What'd you make of James Franklin getting whacked?
I mean, they lost 3 straight games. They lost to Oregon in prime time. They lost to UCLA, who had no coach and was 0-4, and they lost to Northwestern. I mean, I get it. You know, you have a big program, and $50 million is probably chump change to Penn State. Let's be real, and their endowment and all that stuff. So they got him out. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I wasn't a James Franklin liker or hater. I was kind of neutral on him. But I've also never really expected Penn State to win natties. Like, you know,
right?
So I mean, I thought he did a decent job for what he was, what my expectation of him was. But at the end of the day, I did think it ran its course. Like he was a good look. He deserves credit because he inherited. And I'm not a Penn State fan at all. I don't even like Penn State. So it's like I'm neutral on it. I don't hate them, but I don't like them. It was a tough thing what he did to take that program after what had went down with the previous regime. Whatever you think of the previous regime, it's not the point. It was a tough situation. I thought he handled the muddied water and got them back to a respectable college program. They went to the college football playoff last year. They were 1 game away from the national
Average
championship.
10 wins a year.
I think he's done a decent job, but I don't think they're wrong in thinking maybe it's time for a new name to get us over, to try and put us closer to the finish line.
I bet you Matt Rule's name's going to be high on that list to take that job.
Yeah,
he wants that
sure.
job.
Yeah.
You know, Rule was over at Temple a little bit. He's a Penn State guy, played at Penn State. You watch him or Signetti over at Indiana. That guy has built a
What about a sleeper
house.
name? What about a sleeper name? That dude who's coaching Beck's kid at Iowa State.
The Iowa State guy. Yeah, him.
What's that guy's name? Campbell? Matt Campbell?
What? Yeah, yes. Dude, and he's turned down big gigs. How about the guy at Texas Tech? I don't even know who he is.
I actually didn't know this about the Dallas game. I was at my goddaughter's christening yesterday, so I didn't see that much football. Dak had the ball tied, set 27-all, and got -8 yards. Bryce Young drives down, wins the game. That's bad. That's no good there. I didn't know that.
Hey, I'll tell you this. Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers, I think you and I were both saying that they were going to be better this year.
Yeah,
they look better.
Bryce is better than people say.
Yeah, they're looking better. All right, Big Z. I mean, Eagles never disappoint.
They don't, but look, I mean, they got to fix this shit. This is on that. I mean,
You think how we make a trade for something?
I'm not really of the belief that a mid-season trade is going to fix all this.
No.
You know, I mean, who are you going to go and get?
This is internal house stuff.
I do think they're going to make a trade though, because they were in on Micah.
Well, they need a body. What do you make of my guy, the Miami kid, Jalen Phillips?
I like him. I think it's a patchwork job. I don't think he's fixes
Okay.
the defense. Yeah. I don't think any of these guys fix the defense. I think even Trey Hendrickson wouldn't provide to this team what people think. He's a great player, but I don't think he would do for this team what people think he would do for the team.
No, I do not. Well, Big Z, tomorrow's another day.
Look at how quick they say I turned on Hurts. They turned on me. Xander is not a Hurts hater. Is that what they're calling me now, Jason? I'm a Hurts hater. The offense is 30th in the league. Blame me. I don't really care. The offense is 30th, guys. It is what it is.
Blame him.
Yeah, blame me. They're the 30th ranked offense in football. However you want to diagnose it, you're free to diagnose it.
Blame
Okay?
him.
They're one of the worst offenses in football.
I passed the blame torch to Xander.
I can take it. I can manage it. All right, Sills, good show.
You bet, brother. I will see you tomorrow at Birds 365, my friend. Make sure you hit the like button. Thank you, Big Z.
Later, Big Sills.
All right. I got to pay some bills here. I've yet to take a timeout because we've had such a fun time. Okay? Let's see what we got here. Xander, you're right. We were talking about the defense, though. We were talking about Hurts' quarterback ability. Well, Hurts is limited. He's a limited quarterback. I don't know why you can't face that. Troy Aikman was limited. Nobody puts Troy Aikman in the conversation of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. He won 3 Super Bowls. All right. My great friends at Morgan & Morgan, the number one injury law firm in all of America for a reason, is because they win. I got to tell you guys, man, I want to thank you for all of you that have checked out Morgan & Morgan. We had a boatload of reaction from the Morgan & Morgan people. They told me a lot of people call Morgan & Morgan for the help, and we can't thank you enough for the reach that goes with all the folks that watch the show, knowing that Morgan & Morgan sponsors the program, and we so appreciate it. If you've ever been injured on the job, it's just been a crusade from Morgan & Morgan to make sure that they defend families across the country with their thousands of attorneys. So do me a favor. Go forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Law 529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Law 529, and do me a favor. You tell them Big Sills sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Very entertaining today. You guys were great today. I appreciate you. 99.9% of you. You guys were great today. And you guys have your eyes open. You know, there's a few people around that have the knee pad, M. Reyes knee pads for the Eagles, and we'll always look at it. And that's all right, too. He's got a right to look at it that way. You know why? They've got the track record. Okay? Very disappointing today. Well, We'll see what tomorrow brings for sure. Guys, I appreciate you very much. We got over 200 likes. Thank you again. Please hit that like button on the way out. Big Z and Big Joe, thank you. 2 to 6 tomorrow. We'll see you on the flip side.